I'm fucking that alien.
Bitch, you graduated in like 1970.
I'm fucking that alien.
Thanks for sending me to my grave with AIDS.
I'm fucking that alien.
I hope he gets dick tendonitis is what I hope.
I'm fucking that alien.
I got that blood pressure so high my toes are swollen.
I'm fucking that alien.
You get to jack off in the crowd.
No,
I'm
you
gonna
just get to
fuck
hang
my
out
hand in the
with
crowd, that's for
that
sure.
would be...
I'm fucking that alien.
Hey, you white piece of shit.
I'm fucking that alien.
Yeah, I got some good drops on my phone. I've been recording a lot of farts lately.
Yeah.
Kind of in my
That's
vein.
cool.
I want to make a song.
Oh, put the mic up to it.
Put the mic up to it. Let's hear the fart.
Trying to get the volume.
You got a speakerphone option?
Trying, guys.
Okay.
We need to hear these farts.
Aaron called from jail, by the way.
Yeah.
Matt.
Oh, I missed that, huh?
Yeah.
I missed the fact that he was even in jail.
Yeah. There. That's impressive.
That's great.
That's a
We've
great
officially
fart.
become the Howard Stern Show.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 209. Lot to talk about this week.
You know, my
because-
favorite part of that song you just played is
What's that?
the part where our good friend Eric, when he was here, he on his phone, you actually asked him if he had a speakerphone option. Like, how old is his phone?
Yeah.
Does the thing have a speakerphone on it?
I was being a smart ass.
I know, but still, it's still one of my favorite lines.
He's like, I'm trying.
Because I'm trying, guys.
It's like,
Speakerphone. I was doing the Brian Reagan bit.
I know, that's what, but it's still,
I was doing-
every time I hear it, I just,
It's such a great jam.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, that's my magnum opus. It's my greatest recorded song I ever did.
yeah, it's good.
But Al, happy birthday!
Thank you, sir.
Al's still kicking.
Yep.
Like a funky chicken.
Yep.
Oh, when was your birthday? No, I was
Yeah.
kidding.
Yep.
And,
It was yesterday, not today, but yeah.
And you got to go down to Berlin
Yes.
to go for the draft.
Yes, it was
For the
amazing.
human livestock auction.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't
how'd that
like,
go?
It wasn't packed like sausages, you know.
Well, you know us. We've been
You've been all about it.
all about it since they announced it. We've been like
Oh,
waiting
sure.
for the draft.
Oh yeah.
And it's our favorite time of the year.
And we've almost went a couple to other ones. We've
We
talked
talked about Kansas City last year.
Different
City.
cities? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
did
was
not
going to
know
do
that.
Nashville a few years ago.
Nashville would have been a good one.
Yeah,
we
that
won't
was-
go next year because it's in fucking Green Bay. So
Yeah,
fuck
I'm not
them.
going there.
Yeah.
But it was.
I do want to go to Green Bay once.
But we've been talking about it
To
since they
shit
announced
on
it.
it.
And you know, we usually not a day goes by that me and him and Craig don't. One of us doesn't send the other some kind of draft
Yes.
thing,
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Whether a mock draft or some news about this guy in a pro day, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Basically, when the season ends, the Super Bowl ends, we're in combine mode,
Right.
you know, and then we're in pro day mode, and we're in the draft mode
That's not Columbine mode. That's Combine.
Combine,
But
not a
yeah,
friend of mine.
there is
Yeah,
also, I mean, it kind of, there's plenty of times during the year that we start talking about
The draft.
the draft.
Oh yeah, we're ready for it.
Yeah. Because for so long we had no team.
Yeah.
So the draft was all we had.
I kind of feel like, and forgive me if I'm stepping on any toes here. They kind of built the team that we made them build. If
Right.
We
forced
caused
it.
Right.
We caused it.
Yeah.
With our constant drafting, and we're sending subliminal messages via the ether
Yeah.
to Brad Holmes' face.
Harassment.
Because, once we started doing mock drafts, they started playing well.
Now, none of us drafted their draft from last year.
I had Brian Branch. I had
Oh,
Sam Laporte. I had
no.
Jack Campbell.
We had
I
them.
had all of them in one draft
We-
at one time, but they
I
were in
did.
different spots.
I mean, actually, this year, besides
Joseph give you a shout out.
who am I forgetting about? No,
Happy
I literally
51.
had every player they took today
Yeah.
in there at some point. Terry and Arnold was the one outlier. I may have only had him once because he shouldn't have been there
No,
when we got him.
no. He should, no.
All
Not below 15, actually.
but literally everybody else they drafted, I had in a mock multiple times.
Yeah. Well, okay.
But-
I can't remember which one. I can't remember Mackay.
Wingo,
Yeah.
Trey Wingo's son.
Yeah. All those guys had him somewhere in the 90s.
Dude, Dane Brugler had him in the top 100
Yeah.
prospects.
Yeah.
We got him at 189.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not the point.
Okay.
You're talking about the draft itself, though.
Yes.
We've been waiting to go down there.
Yes.
At one point, we're like, we're going down all 3 fucking days. All 3 days. Let's
And
do
then
this.
we realized, we're not 20-something years old.
And then,
And it's not 275,000 people.
no, well, we
It
were
looked like
down
a
there.
Rush
The,
concert in Brazil.
we were down there the day they had 230,000. But
Jesus.
well, we'll get to that. But so we got down there pretty late, like 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Only 6.5 hours before day 2 of the draft started. We only had 6.5 hours to spare. I don't know why we got down there so late.
We should have went to the Tiger game, but it wasn't a good one anyway.
We should have just gone to the game. You're right.
Yeah.
But
We had plenty of time.
hindsight 2020, we didn't know
Yeah.
how bad it was going to be.
Even after we ate, we could have just went right over
We could have just went right to the
and
game.
watched the rest of the game.
Definitely.
Probably could have got like super dirt cheap tickets,
Oh yeah, we would have at least seen 5 or 6 innings too.
Yeah.
It was only like 3rd or 4th when we were walking by. But so we had the bright idea that we want to park for cheap because I don't know if you heard this. There's people charging $50, $100 for parking down there.
Right.
And
I'm
we're
not.
like, well, my wife works down there.
Yeah.
I can use her parking pass,
That's so awesome.
park, save the money, catch the queue line straight down Woodward. Boom. So that's what we're going to do. We start walking. We're like, it's nice. Let's walk a little bit further. We're hungry. Let's stop and eat. And then we go to get on the queue line, and so was everybody else.
Well, it was already a sardine can
Yeah.
when they pulled up, and there was at least 15 people
Oh, it was
probably ready to walk on.
Yeah, it
and
was-
nobody was walking off.
no, nobody
That
was coming
for
off,
sure.
and everybody was trying to get on. And I'm like, let's just keep walking. So we walked, and we walked.
Yeah.
All the way down Woodward. You know where the DIA is. We walked from the DIA
To fucking Hart
to
Plaza.
Hart Plaza on foot. We walked.
All the way.
And then
And back.
But that's actually we didn't even take a direct route because when you get to I can't remember what street it is. Before you get over to where the Hudson site is, you gotta veer right, go to the next street over, and come back down to Hart Plaza. So we were on is that Griswold?
Yes. So, okay. So where we basically, when we got down past like what State Theater.
Hello, Abram.
That was when you get in. That was when they get in. Remember that was the one you have your phone out, have your keys out,
Yeah.
have your phone out.
You gotta have the
Have
app.
your keys out. But you don't need your app right now.
We
Keep
never
going.
needed the app.
And so we were just wandering through and everything was going cool. And then we wanted to get over by the stage. So what they did is they sent us the other way. We ended up walking by Lafayette and all that.
Yeah.
And then going all the way around down to Hart Plaza.
Yeah.
And then back up to Woodward.
To Campus Marshes.
That was the only way that they would let you.
Is
They
only
had
way they let you
everything
do it.
blocked off to the left of you.
Yeah.
So they just had us keep right. And then all of a sudden left once you
Yeah.
got down to Jefferson, basically.
So, and they got like some fan experience stuff. Like you can go in
Yeah.
like this little building that has like all the Super Bowl rings, and it has like helmets and stuff. You can do like your entry into Ford Field where they have the smoke and everything. All this cool stuff, except, and this is probably no exaggeration, Michael. The line to get into that experience was from your house here. Tell me if I'm exaggerating too much. It may have been all the way down to that road that way.
Okay, so
half-mile
like,
road.
it curved.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was a long line.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
dude. What is the one that? What's the
See,
street?
I don't
was
like
it
anything
Congress
that
that we came
much.
out? Was it Congress?
It
that
was
we came-
Congress, so it ran
that
from
we came out
all
of?
the way around. Yeah, it was literally
Yeah, we came out to Jefferson off Congress.
2 city
then
blocks.
went
Abram
to
said
Hart,
you
Hart
look
Plaza.
like a Q line.
yeah,
But
well,
it was down to there.
you look like
it,
an L train.
It was down to there where we came out. You could see the people lined
Yeah.
up almost right there.
It was insane.
There was 2 different types of lines, and that was one of them on the one side. And then, because remember, Craig crossed through.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that's right.
yeah.
It
so
was.
that was for something else on the other side of the street.
We honestly thought that was the line to get into the draft. We're like,
Yeah.
if this line starts here and goes all the way up there, that's a 3/4 of a mile line.
Yeah.
We can't. I can't do that.
That's absurd.
It wasn't.
But it wasn't. It was
It
for the
wasn't,
NFL
okay.
No, it's just for that
experience.
one experience.
No,
thing.
actually, we walked right into that.
Yeah,
we
once-
just walked right. Woo,
we walked right into the
Yep.
theater area.
I mean, we walked right up to where where the air hangar, where the
You-
aircraft.
I'm just
hangar.
thinking about how my feet would feel after.
Well, we're
all
gonna get
day.
to that later. We're gonna get to that later.
Oh.
So we were walking around. We're seeing stuff. We saw the stages and stuff where like NFL Network and ESPN are. I have to tell you, the structure, the actual draft theater and stage and everything,
Yeah.
that structure is fucking impressive.
Yeah, that's the NFL structure.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's
It's
what they set up.
It's enormous. First
Yep.
of all,
It looked like a port,
Yeah.
like a
It's an airport hangar.
it
yeah,
is.
That's what- yeah.
or part of fucking the Sydney Symphony Hall or
It's-
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
It's so much more massive than you think. It
Oh
is.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's gigantic. Yeah.
It's huge.
Um.
The space leading up to it, they had a really good setup.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but day one, remember, people went down there. There's concerts. They got Big Sean concert. They got this going on. We got down there, and there wasn't shit.
Right. It
There's
was
nothing going on.
There's nothing going on.
Not during the day.
Outside of it, where the
Yeah.
exits were and everything, on the outside, there's stuff going out. Billy fucking Sims was out there signing autographs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There was a drum line.
There was
Music.
There was something
there was
that
a
was going
hot
to
chick
happen.
in the skirt that was wearing number 20.
It'd be awesome to go
Yeah.
today because the weather's so great today.
Actually, the weather was
Yeah,
it was
dude,
like
it was-
65 degrees
It
when
was
we were down there.
absolutely perfect.
Actually, with
yesterday.
body heat, with all the people, it was probably like 80,
Yeah,
Yesterday was perfect.
it really was.
It was like 65 maybe.
and then a crowd.
Yeah.
But we really weren't. We didn't move. Like it was wide open. Like we didn't get involved in any
You didn't get
major
stuffed in
crowdage.
that, yeah.
No, not
No.
at all. Not really. Did we?
no,
I mean, no.
no.
Like
So-
if we would have been down there 2 or 3 hours later,
Oh,
it
yeah,
would have
you'd
been
been
more.
caught
It
up
would have
on
been.
it.
Yeah.
But it was still open. There was everybody still
So you
seemed to
picked
have
the right
their.
day.
But I think everybody still seemed to have their. You know, they were only allowing so many people in that area.
Yeah.
You know, right in the main area. You know,
Yeah.
you could see how big that was.
Yeah, I
and they
saw
were,
some barricade jumpers.
Yeah.
Well, Craig had some excitement on the first day when he went down, but
a little J6 action.
we went down and we were like, we want to see this stuff. I think we all thought, like I said, when this thing, we found out about this, we're like, we're going all 3 fucking days. We're gonna
Oh,
camp
yeah.
out down there.
Just
We're
hang
gonna
out,
see it
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Then we're all old.
Hmm.
I don't know if you know this, but we're all old.
Yeah,
Um,
that shit hurts.
It shit hurts. And like I said, we walked all the way down that way, and we're there, and there's nothing going on. We're just seeing this stuff. We saw some cool stuff. We saw the new helmets. We saw the stages, like I said. The TV stuff going on over here. The line to get into the NFL shop to buy gear was a half-hour wait to get
Yeah.
into
Oh,
the
my
building.
God.
Yeah.
Goodness.
The food lines were insane,
Yeah.
which we
yeah.
already ate before we went down there, so we
Yeah.
weren't hungry.
They were definitely, yeah.
On ones by the NFL shop, they weren't as bad as the other ones on the other side.
There was a lot of people with kids there.
Yeah,
at
there was
that
a lot of
point
kids.
too.
A lot of
So,
kids.
I think like if we would have went down later
Yeah.
and been down there, at 5,
Yeah.
5:30, I think it would have been a different type of
Oh,
vibe,
definitely would have
you
been.
know, within by the time the draft started at 7, yeah, it would have been a lot more. Yeah, just probably been more amped up.
Well, you saw. I mean, if you watched it, 'cause I turned on Channel 7 News at 6 o'clock.
yeah,
Wonder if there was pre-draft stuff. It wasn't. It was just the news.
yeah,
And because we left. We didn't stay. We didn't see any of the draft. We just basically
No.
wanted to see the whole setup. So we didn't see the draft.
No, we didn't stick around. We
No.
did, yeah.
So we started heading back. But we were home, and I was home in enough time just to turn on the 6 o'clock news. And it was like night and day difference from the time we left.
Yeah.
It was insanely different. There was there was thousands of people when we were there. There was thousands already.
Yeah.
But by the time we left, and 2 hours later, it had like quadrupled from the time we left. And from that point until 7 o'clock, it quadrupled again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking at a crowd crush situation.
I was like, I'm glad we left. I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked seeing the stuff. It was kind of cool to hang out with my bros for a day, just doing stuff, just random shit. But I'm glad. If I was younger, I would have stayed. But I'm like, I'm 40, almost 45 years old. I'm not standing here for the next. We would have had to stand there for 5 hours. No, 6 or 7 hours just to see their pick.
Those jokes are outdated, Abram. They're outdated.
Yeah, dude. Our pay. Yeah, right.
They
Yep.
they didn't draft the next Barry Sanders. What are you talking
No, I don't know. I hear
He's just digging in about the Super
Oh, I
Bowl.
got you.
That's all.
about?
It's his, that's his play.
Remember Jim McMahon's one good year?
Yeah.
Anyways, he did win a Super Bowl that year, so I can't
Yeah.
fault him.
Did it? Yeah.
There's one good
I
year.
remember
They had Walter
CTE.
Payton.
That's
Yeah.
right. It was Walter Payton Super Bowl.
They had Walter Payton.
Didn't matter.
They had Mike Singletary.
So we got to the point where like, you know what? Hey guys, we're old. Let's just walk back. By the time we were walking back to the car, though, it was what, 5 o'clock almost, something like that. Tiger game had gotten out. People were heading out of downtown a little bit.
Yeah.
We're walking. We're checking out some stuff. We get to the first queue line stop that's open, which is across from Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Just on that side of 75 was the first one open. We're standing there waiting, walk up, and people were waiting to get on. I'm like, okay, here we go. It comes up. And it's even more packed than the one we saw
Yeah.
earlier. So we're like, let's just start walking,
Yeah.
and we'll catch the next one at the
We'll
next
catch
stop.
the next one.
And then by the time we walked all the way back to the DIA,
Oh yeah, we were a
Oh,
block
you
and a half.
just kept going.
we were a
just
block
kept
and a
going.
half, and then we are like, what, block and a half? I think it was.
we were, yeah,
we're
basically.
like, dude, we're not even gonna get on this.
No, we could. It was so because you got people who just went down to see the draft experience like we did, plus people who had lingered after the Tigers game going on.
Yeah.
Stuff going on down there. There was a little concert in the little alcove between the state and stuff.
I know they had during when the Super Bowl was here years ago. They had shuttles out here at Macomb Mall.
Yeah.
They
They'd
did.
take you all the way
They're,
down there.
the Georgian Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did have park and ride shuttles. You could park outside the outskirts
Yeah.
and take them in.
Yeah.
I think they went past. I know they went past New Center or into the New Center area, but
Yeah.
I don't know about the suburbs. And we just kept walking. Well, I mapped it out today, and if our calculations are right, we walked 7 miles yesterday, and that's no joke. 7 miles.
I could definitely I walk 2.5 miles like with ease every night.
Yeah.
So I know that when my legs
You're more fatigued than normal.
Yeah.
my legs were they were dying. When we started getting to the end there, I was like, dude, they're gonna.
I'm shot.
When we got in the car, I'm like, this is gonna fucking suck.
Yep.
Because you got to drive home.
Yep.
Yeah,
your
with the
legs-
throbbing.
Oh my god.
Dropping.
then when you get out and try to start walking, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
my knee definitely felt weak.
Well, you know what happens to me every time I'm on my feet all day because I was used to driving all day. I mean, I would work in the warehouse some, but I never did 9, 10 straight hours on my feet.
Yeah.
It's been forever.
Yeah.
And now, every now and then, I'll just get those massive calf cramps.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid playing football. I haven't had one of those in 30 years. I'm like, oh God.
I did get them all the time until my doctor started putting me on magnesium for them, and
Yeah.
it helped out. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd get them in the middle of the night when I was sleeping, though.
Magnesium
Yeah, they're-
3 and 8 is a good one.
They're the
'cause
worst.
it
You
helps you
scream
sleep,
into
too.
the pillow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's when I scared the shit out of Danielle. I had one. I was like, I started hitting the bed with my fist. I was like, no.
You need magnesium 3 and 8.
3 and 8,
Yes.
3 and out.
3 and 8 is it's THREO
Oh, yeah.
and something, I don't know.
Yep.
Anyway, that's the one you need for the cramps, and it helps you sleep too.
So we had a good time, I think. Also, I think my face is sunburned a little bit.
Yeah.
It feels like it to the touch.
Mine is from being out there in my yard.
It was cool. It was a really cool experience. My favorite part was still Barry Sanders girl that we got to walk.
Yeah.
We were walking next to this girl. I'm like, and she was very good looking, but also wearing a short skirt with a Barry Sanders jersey and like those white shoes. You know that look.
Yeah.
Sporty.
Black sport skirt.
Yeah. Sports skort, I guess it would be.
But it's
Sporty hot.
And then there was
it's the tennis
there
skirt.
was some guy signing stuff over here named Billy Sims.
I heard
And
of
we're like,
him.
Billy Sims. And she's like, oh, who's that? I'm like, and we're like, he was number 20 before Barry Sanders. And we're like pointing at her shirt. And she's like, oh, she had no idea what we were talking about.
Yeah.
But she was good looking. So we let it go.
I was like, oh yeah, right in there. As soon as I heard,
Boom.
oh, who's that? I'm like, hello.
It's
How
Billy
are you?
Sims.
Let me tell you a
Bill.
little bit something about football.
Good entrepreneur. He makes some barbecue and stuff.
Yeah, that.
But he's the original 20.
But my idea for the Berlin thing,
Yeah.
Joseph's comment. The reason I made that it was the mass of people's like I can turn this black and white, but there's a picture of Hutchinson going like,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, and like he's got blonde hair and blue eyes. He's got
Yeah. You know what? That girl does listen to the show. She's like, you sound just like that lame ass Brian from Radio Underground. I'm like, it's me.
Yeah, that's me. I'm that guy. I'm him.
Yep.
He is me.
And then Alan, she was like, and who are you? And he's like, I'm Alan from the show. And she was like, no,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound familiar.
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
So
the
I
one
was
that-
hoping one of you guys
I was
was
like,
Mike.
I'm fucking that alien. She's like, no.
That kind of cracked me up though, when because Mike Coconuts, who used to listen all the time,
Yeah.
he said he was talking to his son, and his son's like, you know these guys? Like he's like, yeah, this guy played video games. We're not like he thought we were the real deal. We're
Oh.
clearly not the real deal.
No. No, we're not.
At all.
No. All in all,
I do ask her to be your special guest tonight. We could have done that.
we could have done that if, no, we couldn't have. We're
Yeah.
wimps. We probably wouldn't have done it.
So that I'm
Well,
glad
the
you guys
problem-
got
Alan
to.
had been like, you must be a special
problem
guest
is
on my
that-
dick.
The problem is she probably would have wanted to bring her two friends, which I would not have wanted.
Yeah.
No. I don't even remember what her friends look like.
Exactly.
Honestly, I remember her.
No.
Yeah, my sister was talking about how like she had a reunion at Costco. She was like, talk to your brother. She talked to like people from her past.
Yeah, Costco gets like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like met Ted and Karen's another person she used to hang out with. I'm like, God, they all just show. Well, Craig, it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's there all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I see him and Tommy sometimes.
Yeah, I
but
just-
not every time.
No, because Tom usually works closing, so he's usually there later in the day. I don't know if you're there later in the day.
Usually, yeah. If I do, when usually in the afternoon.
so guys, is it cool enough where you're going to go to one abroad maybe?
A draft?
Yeah.
Maybe if it's not Green Bay. I don't trust Green Bay in fucking April. I
You
don't
want to
care.
go somewhere like where it's warmer, probably,
what?
right? Someplace
Do
southern.
they pick it 2 years out?
I would
I
go
don't think
somewhere
so.
southern.
Oh God,
So I wouldn't want to be doing it up here. You got to go down south.
Going
where
down
it's gonna be
south.
warm.
I'm gonna go on get.
I haven't played that in a while.
No, you know what? And I have to apologize to Craig. They did not have it in Pittsburgh. I thought they did. They had another NFL special thing in Pittsburgh. They did not have a draft. Philadelphia had the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh did not. I remember something on the point. It was like a concert or something.
Last year was
They just did one in
Kansas City.
Nashville. Yeah.
last year was Kansas City. Year before was Nashville. Was
No,
it,
Nashville was like 2019, wasn't it?
was it that long ago?
Yeah, it's been a while. I had them all up on my phone earlier, and I think I got rid of them.
They're gonna do
Yeah,
one in-
yeah. That is.
They're gonna do one in
It is,
Vegas.
because that was the one. That's why I wanted to go because because my birthday was on a Friday that year, and I was like, that's perfect. I'll take that. I'll go that weekend.
Well, because remember, they didn't do them on the road ever. It was always at Radio City.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, they like started putting them on the
we
the
did it
road.
in Chicago 2
Chicago
years in
2
a row.
years in a row, then Philly, then Arlington, Texas.
Yep.
And then Nashville in 2019,
Okay.
and then virtual,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
then
COVID, yeah.
Cleveland,
Yep.
and then Vegas in 22.
Right.
Cleveland would have been
Right.
an easy
Yeah, it
one
was
to attend.
Vegas.
That's only 2.5
Because
hours.
Vegas was another one I thought about too. Go out to Vegas.
Vegas in April would be fine.
Well, I thought about it because then I could go see Lulu too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I could go see Lori and go out there and yeah,
It's your birthday
Okay.
weekend.
yeah.
Let me tell you something, Joseph. I will not be doing a stream in 2064 because I'll be dead probably 30 years at that point.
2064 is a long way away for us, man.
Yeah. I will definitely not be
You're
alive by then.
56.
2064.
Al has a chance because he's thin.
How many
Alan
years
would
is
be
that?
91.
That's 40 years?
Yeah.
I'll definitely be God.
40 years.
I would be 85.
yeah, dude. I'll still be alive. I'm 91. I'll only be 91.
Yeah, Abram's right. 0 chance these guys all don't have heart disease by then. That is highly accurate.
Why would I have heart disease?
It's going to happen.
No, I eat healthy.
Well, yeah.
Now, Joseph, I'm
thin
probably
and
not
I
going to
eat
make it to be
healthy.
56, dude.
I'm thin and I eat healthy. I don't have a heart problem.
Wait, huh?
And I quit smoking.
Hold on. I'm trying to do math on Joseph now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
How would you be 56?
In 40 years? That means you're 16. Oh, yeah, that'd be right.
Yeah, he's
He's
a
16?
teenager, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was 14. Oh, no, that was when he started listening to the show. So you've already, how long have you been with us on this show? 2 years?
Seems like
Yeah.
it.
Holy crap, man. Wow, dude.
Joseph, you need
It's
to
been
be
that long.
you need to start streaming when you're 18. You'll actually
Yeah.
make money
Yeah, you can
because
do
you're
it, man.
young.
Young
Yeah.
people
We're
make
old.
money.
We can't catch on.
No.
If you're gonna be old and streaming like us, you got to already have a fan base from something else.
Yeah. Well,
Just the fact of the matter.
one more draft thing, and I'm not sure, but I think that our good friend Frank was down there at least twice.
Well, we
He was- I
know
know
we
he's
know
done it
for
once for
sure.
sure.
We know for sure the
I
first
know the
night.
first day, and I think he was down there again last night.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how he did it. That first night, that picture he took, he was really close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was
I know
real
he
close.
zoomed. He was zooming in that picture. You could tell,
I saw some snaps
Yeah.
too.
but he was close.
Yep.
He must have been down there early.
Yeah. Well, like
Good for him.
the hanger thing, the reason they do that is that way they only keep like 1,000 people in it.
Oh yeah,
No.
Because you have the stage and there's only allowed 30 fans per
per team.
team.
Yep.
And then whatever people they need in there. So that can't be more than 40 or 50.
I heard they had a no hug Goodell thing because he has bad back or
Yeah,
something.
a lot of people ignored that.
You can't
Well,
touch him.
See, now I never heard that said. I watched the interview just before the draft started that he did with Mike Greenberg.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He never said anything about it. He said, I should be good. It's been 4 weeks. I've been taking care of it. So he never said anything
Imagine
about
having some 6'8", 320-pound ogre.
But
just-
the first few people did not like really hug him, like hug.
I think
him.
Latham was the first one.
That was the bear hug.
that was bear hug,
yeah.
and he is
But
6'8",
dude, Goodell
300 pounds.
yeah.
Goodell was high.
Goodell was high.
as hell.
Yeah.
Well, it's legal here, so
Yeah.
No, he wasn't high like smoking. He was high on like pain meds.
Oh, he was.
Oh, yeah.
Woo. he was good. Yeah, he probably felt it the next day
Oh, I'm sure. And then
because he
came
didn't
back
come
up.
out a lot during.
He did the second round. He didn't do the third round. He was out a bit though,
Oh, was he?
and
out
he
a lot
was
during
still
the second?
messing up his words.
Yeah, he was. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely feeling it.
yeah, Joseph, you can smoke pot here legally
Yes,
in the
it's
state of Michigan.
medicinal and recreational now.
Killer robots.
I don't know if it's I don't
Dude,
know.
we could
is
all
it
become
18 or
killer
21?
robots. What?
For the
I think it's
pot.
21.
21. Okay, like booze.
Oh yeah. Well, cigarettes are too. Cigarettes are 20. Everything's 21 here now.
okay, we'll do the whole thing.
Yeah. Everything's
Across the
21 now.
board.
Yeah. So.
At least there's some
Yeah,
consistency.
anything that gets you anything that intoxicates you
Yep.
is 21 here.
Back to the draft.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
he
Draft.
said we might become killer robots,
That's cool. I'd
One
be a killer
day.
robot.
like because of modern medicine,
Killer.
That'd
Not
be
killer.
sweet.
Killer.
Killer.
I got to talk about the picks real quick.
Okay,
Talk.
I agree.
Our first pick, Terry and Arnold.
Yes,
We should not have got him.
not supposed to be there.
He was not supposed to be there.
No.
He is. There was two top cornerbacks in the draft, and both of them were pretty much neck and neck, but on everybody's board.
Yeah.
It was him and Quinyon Mitchell. I was a fan of Quinyon Mitchell because he seems more. What's the word? Not dirty. I don't want to say gritty because they use that all the fucking time now. But he just seemed more. His mentality seemed more fitting of what we had here.
Yeah.
Until Terry and Arnold got picked and he
And then
talked.
spoked.
And I was like, oh, shit.
I said smoked.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I only had Terry and Arnold drop into
When
us
he- when
one
he-
time.
Yeah, when he spoke, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
welcome home, bro."
Oh, my God.
Because that's what he said. He goes, "Well, I'm home now." He goes, I got to find me a place.
He
you
actually
know?
said the word golly also.
Yeah, golly.
Golly.
Yeah, he said,
Um,
yeah.
But
Golly, man.
when they announced him and when they announced the trade up, first of all,
Yeah.
the roar, and then the pick, and then the roar, I was like, holy shit! There
Yeah.
are so many people down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic pick.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Their second pick,
He's
which
a lot of people say he's the best corner in the draft.
who Arnold?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, him and Mitchell was right there.
Yeah.
Either one, I think, are both
Yeah.
fantastic picks. So if they would have taken either one there, if Mitchell was still there,
You can't go wrong.
could
with
not
an
go wrong with either one.
You can't go wrong with an Alabama corner. Really?
You know, we seem to like
You
Alabama
guys,
guys.
you guys bummed out about the new Vikings quarterback?
No,
No,
I'm good. I'm happy for him.
Good for him.
we got to look at him. We got to hurt him.
That's what Hayden Hutchinson is like. Wait, is he the enemy now?
Yeah.
What am I
Yeah.
supposed to do?
Yeah.
He's the villain.
Just
Gotta
like
kill him.
look,
Sorry,
just like
Hutchinson.
you know, I never really saw Caleb.
God, you see how big his neck is now, though?
Oh, he put
Yeah.
on some weight. Like between the national championship and the combine, he put on so much weight.
Yeah, sorry, he's the enemy now, dude.
He is. I still like him.
Yeah, it's like if
I'll root for him every game, but
like
two.
it's like Tom Brady.
Their
If Tom
division,
Brady
yeah.
came and played against any other team in our division,
Mm.
I'm gonna hate him, even though he played for Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna hate him.
Yep. No, absolutely.
When
Uh-oh.
Jim Harbaugh played for Chicago, I was like, "Fuck you, Jim Harbaugh."
yeah.
Caleb Williams, obviously, that was the easiest pick of all. Everybody knew he was going there.
Yeah,
Like, it's everybody's known it forever. The JJ McCarthy pick, most people had them trading up to get him, but everybody kind of knew Minnesota was going to be the team fighting the hardest to get him.
and they didn't. They jumped to one.
They only jumped one spot.
pick.
That's probably because Denver was thinking about jumping up ahead of.
Oh,
them.
for sure. But
'Cause-
they let it. They just kind of let it go and see what happened.
Yeah. JJ, I personally think JJ is walking into the best situation of any of those guys.
Absolutely. Just
He's got
unfortunate. It's our division.
he's got the best receiver in the world,
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Yep. And they added pieces.
They've added pieces. He's got one of the best tight ends in the world, Hawkinson, if he's back in time healthy. They added Aaron Jones as a running back.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting someone else there.
They did, didn't they? They got him from Green Bay.
Who's the
right?
other guy? Addison?
Yeah.
Jordan Addison's there, right? Is that his name? From USC, the receiver.
Did they draft him?
Last
Couple
year, the year
years?
before, yeah. So they
Okay.
got two top-notch receivers. Okay offensive line. I think they got a little bit better with the draft, but
They drafted like two guys. I think.
I think they signed someone too. But and then their defense, they let some people go, but they picked up some people and they drafted some people. Well, I mean, who'd they draft? Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
He's walking into a great, and Kevin O'Connell's a fantastic coach.
Yeah. He is.
He is walking into the best situation a rookie quarterback could walk into.
God, I hate saying all of this.
I know. I don't like the Vikings.
So it's same thing. Green Bay. I mean, they all drafted pretty good.
I think the entire division drafted well.
Yeah. Lewis Riddick said it at the end. He goes, "Do you know how great the NFC North is going to be?"
So I know I just happen to be just because I always kind of intermittently when you kind of check our social
Is
media.
it a naked chick?
No.
Oh.
It was a guy on a paramotor crashing and dying.
Tucker God, is it?
dude.
No, but it was weird that we were talking. But we'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's fucking bad.
Wow.
But I'll send it to you guys. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, well, like Lewis Riddick was saying at the end, he goes, "The NFC North is going to be so much fun to watch this year." I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
Well, I mean, think about it. Chicago, the first 4 or 5 games of the year last year, really sucked.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they figured it out.
Yeah.
They added whatever they did and changed it. They were a top 5 defense at the end of the year last year.
And they got and they let the guy go who was doing it on offense for him.
Yeah.
And drafted somebody else. So let's see what happens.
I don't know if they're offense, and that's the thing. They added pieces before he got there because
Yeah, I know.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
They have what's his name that they got from Carolina last year.
Yep, DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. They drafted Roma Dunze.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb's walking into a decent. Oh, and then Cole Kmet, their tight end.
They got it. They got
They got a
tight
really
end.
good tight end.
Didn't they? I think they got tight end in the draft too.
They might have,
at
but
the end.
they got an All Pro already, basically.
Yeah.
That he's walking in a good situation too. But the entire division, the entire
Andre
Oh,
Swift.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He's gonna get hurt. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Oh, The NFC North got every team as far as
Yeah,
the
I
draft
know.
goes got better.
I know it sucks.
Our whole because we won the division by like 3 games last year.
I know. Of course, they had to step it up.
Of course, I mean,
They all
Iron
have
sharpens
to.
iron, man.
Yeah,
They all
but-
have to step it up.
It's gonna be real hard, actually.
but Michael Penix going 8.
That was weird. Well, it wasn't weird to me. It was just weird that he went to Atlanta.
I don't think anybody would fault them for drafting a quarterback. But why would you draft a quarterback at 8 that you could have got at 38?
Well, when
He was still gonna be there. No one else was gonna take him in that first round.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Who would have taken him?
I mean, somebody might have got desperate and did it, but
Maybe.
But
They
I
keep on
think-
talking the
I
Raiders at
think it-
13. Maybe the Raiders at 13.
maybe.
Then
or-
that makes more sense because they don't have a guy that they just gave all that money to, like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
I don't understand taking that guy at 8
I don't either.
with the way the pay scale is now for the rookies and everything. And it's a 4-year thing at least, and possibly 5 years if you do an option.
Yeah.
And you drafted a 24-year-old rookie quarterback.
Well, what got me was when that general manager's like, when you need a quarterback, when you see that quarterback and you want him, it doesn't matter if he's going to sit 4 or 5 years. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no,
The
it does.
dude's 24 years old. You think he's going to?
Yeah.
First of all, you think that his agent's going to let him sit there for 4
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
while your starting quarterback thrives?
And people
There
are
ain't
like,
gonna be
oh,
no
He'll be
way.
30 by that time.
He's going to be like, fuck you, trade him right now.
and the people are like, oh, you got to let a quarterback develop. Except in season,
They don't.
there's no way for him to develop. They're only practicing a couple times a week, and they're not getting first-team reps. There's no way for them to develop like that.
I just watched something the other day about
like
this.
I was shaking up my.
I thought it was like some.
I just watched something the
over
other day
there
about
for
that
some
with
reason.
because of the collective bargaining agreement when
Hmm.
they stopped paying all the outrageous salaries to the draft picks.
Yeah.
They're like, now they don't care. They'll get their guy in the first round. They don't care if they overdraft a guy because they know in 4 years if it don't work out.
Yeah.
And they put him right in too. They're like, just put him right in. There's no it was a college coach that was talking about it. He's like, there's no more sitting on the bench time.
Not for a first-round pick, no.
When you get drafted, even they do it sometimes with, they're going to do it with whoever they want. But I mean, they don't care, because they can just, boom, done. Go get another one. They feel that way about any player
Every one of them, yeah.
because
they're just cattle.
it doesn't cost that much. You went in the grand scheme of it.
The Lions' second pick, 61. They took, and I was watching with the family, and I said, oh, wait, I'm like, Elizabeth, wait for this name. It's coming up. She waited for it, and she's like, Ennis Rakestraw, the junior? What the hell kind of name is that? I'm like, that's his name. He's from Mississippi. What do you expect? Ennis Rakestraw Jr. So we drafted 2 cornerbacks in a row.
Yep.
And at first I was like, I like the player because, again, I mocked him to us at 29
From Mississippi, huh?
from Mississippi. Yeah.
That's down south.
That's right, it is. I don't know if he's originally from there, but he played there. Mississippi
Might as well.
State?
Yeah. No, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Wait.
No, that's Ole Miss then.
Somewhere
Oh,
down
yeah, it
there,
is Mississippi State. There.
as we know.
Or wait, am I the other? No, I'm sorry. He played Missouri. It was Missouri he played.
Black and gold,
Yeah.
black and yellow.
Him and Chris Abrams train. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they both went. Yeah.
I mocked him to Lions at 29. We got him at 61.
Right.
There was people that had him going as that high too, so it wasn't like it was out of the realm. So that was a value pick.
Oh,
But they
yeah,
got-
yeah.
But they drafted 2 cornerbacks. And then the thing was, during free agency, they traded for and signed 2 separate cornerbacks. So basically, they've gotten 4 new cornerbacks in the last 6 weeks.
I think they're just hoping that 2 of the 4 are good. Like,
Well, Craig
we need
Brown-
somebody good.
So that's why I question it. I love the guy. I think he's a great player, but I'm kind of thinking maybe we should want, edge or something right there. But Craig brought up a good point. The guy we traded for from Tampa Bay,
An incredible muscular development.
Carlton Davis, that's his name, Carlton, the third,
Glee Club.
hasn't been extended. He's only on a 1-year deal, basically. He's
Yeah,
done after
yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
So you basically, if he walks, you got replacements already. So I get it, and you're getting the 2 guys you wanted. So I have after Craig explained that part, I'm like, that's a really good point that I did not think of, Craig. Good one.
Well, after the day 2, they talked. Brad Holmes talked with
Yeah.
the press, and he goes, I followed my board.
Yep.
He's like, he was the highest graded player on my board.
He even said there's no one else on the board.
He was like, there was nobody else there.
Yep.
That was high, even close. He said he played his board. He had, you create your draft board. You create where people sit. I mean, most people had that guy in the top 35 picks.
Oh, yeah. He was in top 35.
Almost every expert did.
Everybody.
So,
To get him at 61 was great.
Like Terry and Arnold, nobody had him below 15. Or 16, I think, was the lowest somebody had him that I saw.
Yep.
Nobody had him.
So first 2 picks are value picks, but they're fantastic picks.
Yeah.
Third pick was on day 3 because we had nothing after 61.
Right.
And we weren't supposed to have anything until 164.
Right. And then we started.
We
made some
moved
trades.
up, and that's when we took fucking what's his name?
Manu.
Manu.
I don't know how you say his name.
It's Manu.
No, the first name. He's Tongan.
He's Tongan. He's Tongan by way of he's Canadian by way of Tongan.
Right.
Tonga.
Yeah.
Mike,
He's Tongan.
have you seen this guy yet?
Tonganadian.
No, the Tongan.
He
I
played
have
at the
not.
University of British Columbia, which is a thing.
He's Tonganadian. They play American football there?
They do,
Oh,
but he's still very raw.
right.
But here's the reason they got him, because
He's huge.
6'8", 351. And 6'8", 351, and he runs a 4.98 40.
Wow, that's actually pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really
very
quick.
strong. He does a lot
He's
of
like agile too, right?
How do I
super
spell his
agile.
name?
His last name's Manu.
Yeah, I don't know his first.
Manu.
Trying to remember his first name.
And
Does it start with a K or something?
draft.
Oh, Giovanni Manu.
Giovanni is a G.
Giovanni Manu.
Manu.
There he
There
is.
he is.
There.
He big.
Yeah, he's big. Wow.
He a big man.
He's actually not. He's actually lean looking too at that size, which is
Yeah.
insane.
He
It's utterly insane.
he is a specimen. Like
God, man, who?
you only because you
The
only
dude
get
next to him's
Well, they're
huge
the same
too.
fucking size.
that's the other guy, Benedette. But they thought that Manu had more
upside.
upside. But that guy,
They're
they,
both huge.
They were trying to get him drafted too. I don't know if he did, but if they didn't, someone is signing him.
He's 6'8" himself.
They had the 2 biggest guys in
Jesus.
the land.
Yeah.
But he's something. He I had him mocked to the Lions at 205, or one of our later picks. I was like,
Yeah.
And even that was a stretch. A lot of people didn't have him in the top 250.
Yeah.
They're like this guy's a prospect. Lions traded up and took him at 128. They took him pretty early.
They wanted him.
They wanted
They
him,
didn't care.
but when they were trying to get a visit with him at the University of British Columbia, because you only get so many visits you can make to a player.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also the player.
Oh, the amount of
the player gets to a certain amount where they can only have
so many
so
teams.
many teams. And Brad said that he barely got on the dance card, as he said. He said it was tough enough just to get on the dance card. And then when we saw him, we're like, holy shit, they needed him. So they
Right.
knew they wanted him. They traded up to get him, just like they always do. They traded up and got the guy they wanted, which is the way it should be, right?
Yep.
Your
Well-
best available isn't always everybody's best available.
You play your board.
You play your board.
You do. But you also got to look at what situation you're in. The Lions are not in a situation of rebuilding. All we are doing is adding pieces of value to an already constructed
They're plugging
team.
up seams.
Or you're developing
Little
the next
ad.
round, or you're developing the next guy to take over. If the more you do that, really, the more you can have. You don't have to pay for these top players anymore. You can run a good.
Yeah, you can.
You can run a good team with
You can
good
Belichick
pay.
it after that point.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. His
Belichick yourself.
his wingspan, I don't know if it was him or not. Someone said that his wingspan is just shorter than Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Bucks.
Giannis.
Who's a basketball player who's 6'10".
Antetokounmpo.
Wow.
So his wingspan is almost that of a giant NBA player.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That guy, the Greek freak.
The Greek freak.
Yeah, he is black, but he's from Greece. Or he's Greek. Yeah,
He's the Greek freak.
the Greek freak. But I was wrong about his 40 time. It was 506 at 351 pounds.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
You run
Really
yeah,
strong,
You run
really
you run
quick.
5 seconds at 350 pounds.
His 10-yard split's like 1.6 or 1.7 or something like that, which
Yeah.
means,
He's agile.
He's
like-
agile.
Yeah. He's got good. He's
He-
fluid. He's got good movement.
He's raw, but
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
have the best offensive line coach in the world,
Yeah.
Hank Fraley. He'll get them.
But you just look at like if you get good value out of these players, even if like they traded to get some of these guys.
Yeah.
They moved and they gave up some picks. But if these guys come in, and even if they come in and they contribute the first couple of years, and then we have a couple 3 good years of them, and then it's time to give them a contract.
Yeah.
If they're not what we thought, we don't pay them. We move on. We've already developed another guy to take his place.
Are you saying if they're not who we thought they were?
Yeah.
Right.
I wish I had
Wait.
the Denny Green drop right
Yeah.
now.
So I like the pick because it could potentially, maybe not next year, definitely not next year, but the year after, you could have Taylor Decker's replacement because I don't think they're going to pay him. I just got a feeling.
I don't think they can pay him.
I don't see how they can.
I mean, I don't know that they're going to be like if Ragnow's contract, comes up, I don't know that they're going to be able to pay him.
I don't know.
It just depends at that point. I mean, if he gets hurt misses too many games, they're not going to. I mean,
No.
it doesn't matter how great he is,
No, you can't keep on paying a guy who's not there the whole season, even if he is the best. So anyways, that's Manu. Their next pick, they also traded up for to get Siani Vaki,
Yes.
safety.
They probably went a little high
Well,
with him too,
I think they went a little high,
but they wanted him.
Remember, it was weeks ago, and I mocked him. I'm like, yeah, he's good, and I read something about him and everything.
It's a Swiss Army knife.
He's a Swiss Army knife, and I didn't make that up, but someone said it.
Yeah.
And someone said a Swiss Army knife, and I was like, yeah, like MacGyver Swiss Army knife.
Right.
Yeah.
He can do multiple things and do them really well.
He's our MacGyver.
They introduced him as a running back.
Yeah, I didn't even
The
catch
draft, they said running back Utah because he was a safety at Utah, and he was okay. He's not a fantastic safety. He's serviceable, but all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we got to figure out this offense. And they asked him about running some plays, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's running back, and he's a really good running back. But he's also a special teamer. Also, he's played receiver. He's played like 6 different positions, like 3 or 4 on offense or on defense, and then 2 on offense. He is a Swiss Army knife. And they keep saying this, and I'm going to have to read these because I don't know the differences now. But they keep on saying a player like him is going to be great, especially with the new kickoff rules.
that. Oh,
And I'm like, okay, I believe you.
I haven't read the new kickoff.
What are the new rules?
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't understand them
We
anyways.
didn't do our research.
No, I didn't do my research for that. But Dan Campbell is really happy with the new kickoff rule. He's like, it's going to change things. And it's going to change the way you use players and stuff too, certain special teams players.
Mm.
And this guy will be the guy that benefits the most. He will have a job just because of that, probably. Just the stuff he can do, and he's a special teamer. He's like, what's the guy we got that's a special team king? Jalen Reeves-Maben.
Yes.
He has a job because he's such a good special teamer. Vaki's going to be the same way.
The kick will be from the 20-yard line, and the kicker will have the option to use a tee. The setup zone and the landing will not change. I don't know what.
Okay. So they're kicking off. So they're moving 5 yards.
You can use a tee.
So they're setting up 5 because right now they kick off from the 25.
Okay, so
5 yards back. So you're going to have more returns.
well, I think they needed to move it back because I remember more returns.
There's no
where
returns anymore.
You barely ever see it.
But didn't they? I thought they did it before. I thought it was to prevent injury when they moved it.
That's what I thought too.
But they're
But
like,
now
"Fuck
they're moving it
that.
back."
We
They
want
said
people hurt.
And the T thing.
Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't do anything for injury. Maybe it.
Well, famed podcaster, MMA fighter Brendan Schaub was talking about his old job when he was in college football and the NFL.
Yeah.
He said, my position doesn't exist anymore because he was a wedge buster on the special teams.
Yeah.
Because so many guys got fucked up permanently doing it.
Well, there was
He said,
gunners.
so it doesn't
and,
even
yeah.
it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things they said about with Vaki is that on the kickoffs he's like a gunner type.
Yeah.
So and he does punt returns.
Yeah.
So that guy's gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be.
Yeah. The wedge buster.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that.
That's basically a guy to bust the flying V. Is that
Yeah,
what it
You're
is?
basically you mutilate yourself so it doesn't matter which side of the ball. You're basically sacrificing yourself so a tackle can be made or an opening can be made.
Okay. Well, I hope it does help the game because I miss returns. You know.
Yeah, you don't see them anymore.
No.
Because you used to see the Tim DeWights and the Desmond Howards and
Devin Hester.
the Hesters and all those guys. Yeah.
Other guy. Who's the guy that played for KC? That was a return guy.
Fast guy.
Oh my God, he's one of the best ever. I can't think of his fucking
Probably
name.
was the best ever, and I can't remember his name too.
Yeah, I'm
I'll have to look him up.
He was fast.
He's very fast, and he was a returner. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. That's
The
not-
game's
that's fine.
changed a lot, though. Yeah.
Game's changed a lot. After that, we traded up again, didn't we? Yeah. So we traded up again, but we had made the one trade and got extra picks. So anyways, it doesn't matter. We traded up from 205 to 189,
Yes.
and we drafted Mekhi Wingo, defensive tackle, LSU. And come to find out that LSU has a lot of really, really good defensive tackles. They had, 3 of them drafted?
Yeah.
How many?
He was undersized. That's the only reason he dropped that much.
He's undersized.
They all had him. Everybody had him in the 90s.
Yeah, the Brugler's Beast.
Yeah.
You know, the guide, the one I base almost all my shit on. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so much in depth shit. God, had him in the 90s.
Yep.
We got him at 189.
Yeah.
He's a little undersized, but so was Aaron Donald. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, the dude gets to the quarterback.
Oh, and that's my favorite thing. You know, I'm sorry, I had to go back a little bit. When they drafted Ennis Rakestra Jr., the look on his face, everybody's like, oh, he doesn't even look like he's excited to come here. No, that dude's pissed because he had to wait this long to get drafted. He's pissed.
Yeah.
He's going to tear people up.
Yeah.
He is upset.
Yeah, he knew he was a top.
And
He
Wingo's
was
the
a
same way.
first-round pick.
Wingo looked pissed, and he is pissed
Mhm.
because he should have been higher.
That's
I
why.
love it.
Yep.
Love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Love it so much.
They
And then-
always draft guys with high RAS scores.
Yep. Relative athletic scores. That's what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's a combination of all the different things they might
And
test for.
it's basically a 10.0
Yeah, is the
you
highest.
know.
They test your 40, your 20 yard.
We always
your 10,
we
your
always
bench
pick them
press.
in the 8s and 9s.
Yep.
Or
We after the draft's over, we got an undrafted free agent punter, or I'm sorry, long snapper, whose RIS is almost 9.
Yeah.
Or no, it is 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
9.8 something.
yeah, it's 9.86. It's like the high. I
Yeah.
think it's 9 point.
He's a fucking long snapper.
But it's like the highest of like almost anybody's.
Yeah.
And,
Anyways,
and he's a long snapper. Well, he's a center too. He knows center, but he's going to be a long snapper.
we got one more pick. Mekhi Wingo, I think, is a fantastic pick.
Yeah.
I literally don't have a problem with any of their picks yet until we get to Christian Mahogany. And my only problem with this is this. They should have taken him earlier because this guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The fact that they got him.
He was
low- at
another one.
210, right?
Yeah, he was another one. He got hurt. He had an ACL.
Yeah.
And in 2023, they said he was slowed by it.
Yeah.
But he played every game.
He might be the most.
Out of 33 games, he played 32 of them.
He might be the
Started
biggest
him.
value pick we made because, no joke, he was in the top 100. He was like 99.
Who's player X?
Oh, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
He was like 98th or 99 on Brugler's list out of 100.
Right.
He's an offensive guard from Boston College, and we got him at 210.
Yep.
Christian Mahogany is
There
his
was
name.
people that had him in the 40s,
Oh,
and
oh,
50s.
yeah, no, there's
earlier-
people that had him up
earlier,
there.
Yeah.
I don't know why he dropped so much, and other guards were taken ahead of him because there's no reason. There's no reason for it. I'm thrilled. That right there. I think the Wingo pick might be the most underrated pick because I think that guy could be something special. Mahogany might honestly. That right there. They got him lower, but I'm telling you that guy because
There's a guy named Mahogany.
Christian
Yeah,
Mahogany
Christian
from Boston
Mahogany.
College.
He's a guard.
He's a
Does he have
guard.
the
Yeah.
skin tone to match
Well,
the name?
he does.
See, basically after
Nice.
this, go ahead and finish, Brian.
Zeitler's only here 1 year, and he's 34
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
He's gonna be 35 by the time the season's over. He's a great guard. He's just a 1 year fill in though. I don't think he's here after this, and I think that's why Mahogany is such a good pick because I don't think there's any question that he could be the starting guy as soon as Zeitler's gone. No change at all. He is really good on run protection. He's decent on pass protection. They're going to be fine. Bye. See you later, Zeitler. The end. That's all
Well,
I'd say.
yeah, I see like well, also there's, when you go and grab guys like that are kind of at the end of their career.
Yeah.
And we gave him a pretty decent 1 year deal.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
So, I mean, you just see what you got. And if he plays great and we don't feel like we need him and he's going to retire, then maybe you look at coaching from there.
Oh yeah.
Those are the kind of guys that like we can pick up now and we can pay him a little chunk of money because we got a little bit and we can bring him in for that 1 year to fill in while we, so that's a good place to be.
Well,
but I believe they're going to let Taylor walk after the season. I believe they're going to let Aleem McNeil walk after the season. They just solidified 2 positions, and they're going to get probably a 3rd round compensatory pick after that, and probably somewhere a 5th or 6th.
Craig said that yesterday too, and I don't think that. I think
they may
rotate so many defensive tackles in and out.
They may pay Aleem.
Yeah,
they may.
Oh, they're not paying the O-line guys,
but they're not paying both.
No, I think Aleem is the guy they will sign. They rotate defensive tackles in and out so much. Benito Jones isn't there anymore. John Kaminsky's only there for this year.
Yeah.
Wingo's there, but again, Wingo could be the guy. Reeder's only here for 2 years.
Right. But you're also, you have a draft next year.
You do.
And they could very well draft another guy.
Yeah.
And you still got Reeder another year. It's all going to come down to what they can get Aleem for. And if he has a great year, if he has a great year and they win the Super Bowl, maybe he gets signed immediately. But we're going to have a lot of money out there. And then the next thing you know who we're going to have to pay. Hutch.
Yeah.
Before you know it, he's going year 3 now.
It's true.
You got to start talking deal with him.
I understand
you
that.
don't have to do a deal, but you have to start talking that deal.
And I don't think this is going to happen, but realistically, the salary cap could be pushing $300 million next year.
It could.
It's insane how much it's gone up.
It could. That was the biggest in year. It's always like 10% usually somewhere.
It was way more.
Or it's usually like 8% or something. But that last year it was like 18. 18 or 19. It was a lot.
That's because revenues are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the new YouTube deal, all of it, all their deals.
Oh yeah, all their deals.
Yeah.
So they're making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
So finally, the players are getting it. Well, they were always, but it was more.
Are they going to be part of the YouTube subscription service or something?
They own the NFL ticket.
The direct
to get
the
Sunday
Sunday
TV thing. Yeah.
But it's on YouTube now.
Yeah. And you can buy like YouTube TV for like $72 a month and get it with it.
Yep.
It's automatic with
I
it.
thought YouTube TV was cheaper than that.
No, it's gone up every single year
right,
since they started it.
But it's like set like right now you can lock it in like for like so long for $72 a month. And
that's still a lot.
But you get everything. You get like all
you're basically getting cable.
You get cable. And then
over
on
the
top
internet.
of it you get the NFL package every single game. Like if I would buy it if I was living somewhere else.
And you
because then I could get my Lions every single
week.
Yeah.
I mean, they're never blacked out anymore anyways,
but I wouldn't be able to get them if I was living like if I was
out of state.
Yeah,
I got
like
you.
if I moved like to Utah, I would, if I moved somewhere.
Once I get out of this house,
No.
I'm going to get it. It's like,
No.
I wouldn't have it at your house because your internet sucks.
Yeah.
It really does. But honestly, if I had to grade the Lions draft, no, I'm not a homer. There's no problems with it. Maybe they reached a little bit on those 2 guys, but I don't care because they got their guys. They're still getting a high B out of me at the least.
Again, I look. It's still like even like think about last year. Like they drafted every guy that I picked in the first 5 picks. They picked just in different spots.
Actually, I think last year the only guy I never picked to them, if I remember correctly, maybe I did once, was Gibbs. I never.
Oh no, I got him at like 30 a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe I had him and I don't remember.
If he was there at 30, I drafted him like almost every time. Because I was like, "Fuck it, dude! Another running back's great."
But last year, ain't none of us had Colby Sorsdahl. No one had Colby Sorsdahl.
No. Broderick. I didn't.
Broderick Martin. No,
I didn't know who he was.
I
think I picked that Antoine Green a few times.
Antoine Green I did later on,
Yeah.
and I want to talk about him in a minute. I literally drafted at least once everybody they drafted today. Every single person I drafted at least once.
Yeah,
Vaki was the most. Like Vaki was this year's Puka Nacua for me. Last year I drafted Puka Nacua to the Lions so many times. 70 or 80 times because I did so many fucking mock drafts last year. This year I had Vaki there probably 20 or 30 times.
Yeah.
So many times. They literally, this is the first year they've drafted somebody in every single position that I drafted also to them. Different spots, obviously. Because Vaki, I had the second to last pick they were going to make.
I definitely didn't have, like, I had Arnold once.
I had Manu like 3 or 4 times, but that was more recently. Once
maybe twice
on the scene.
And yeah, I had like once, maybe twice. I did. I had once maybe that Arnold dropped to me at 29.
Yeah, that was just once.
I had Ennis a number of times, but usually
it was that first pick.
Or I traded down and still got him
into the early 30s.
Yeah. Or I traded down like to maybe 40.
I did have him in the 40s. You said something about Antoine Green.
Yeah.
I want to bring him up because I know a lot of people, including our brother, really wanted them to take a wide receiver. I wasn't as high as the wide receivers. Like, they were like, take them early and stuff.
I didn't want us to take one early.
If we were going to take one, I was thinking like the guy that I think Dallas ended up with him, Ryan Flournoy.
Winds of Death.
There's a couple other guys later on. I had Luke McCaffrey, but that was when Luke McCaffrey was still ranked lower.
I had
like you could get him at like, I could have got him at 201 at one point.
Yeah.
He ended up going 100. I think Luke McCaffrey is gonna be good. There's some pedigree there. I don't know if you've ever heard of his dad and his brother.
Yeah.
Ed McCaffrey and Chris McCaffrey.
Yeah.
There's some pedigree there, and he's got good size, really good size, 6'3" and like 200.
There was another one, Dylan, right? That wasn't Dylan McCaffrey.
Dylan McCaffrey. I don't know what happened with him.
I don't know whatever happened to him. He left he was at our school.
He
was at Michigan.
He was at Michigan, and I remember if
he's transferred like twice.
Well, Luke has too.
Oh, okay.
Luke's been at a couple different schools.
Oh.
But anyways, and I think a lot of people want us to take wide receiver.
Mm.
I didn't think there was as much pressure to get a wide receiver because I think when they brought back Peoples-Jones, they let Reynolds walk. They brought back Peoples-Jones.
Mm. I think Antoine Green.
I think Antoine Green's gonna have a bigger role, and I think that's what I'm thinking. I think he's a hands guy, which is what they need.
He's long.
But he's smaller. I mean, he's obviously smaller than Reynolds. He's not the same size guy.
Yeah. But he's not. Yeah, but
but they
long.
need a hands guy. It doesn't matter the size.
Yeah.
Peoples-Jones could probably take part of that role too. He's gonna be more of the X.
Yeah.
And at the end of the season and in the playoffs, J-Mo showed more than he has the entire time he's been here.
Yeah.
I think they're counting on that to kind of fill that gap and do more. That's why they didn't draft a wide receiver. They did get 2 undrafted free agent ones.
Yeah.
Who are good receivers.
Yeah, I didn't really look into much what I didn't see yet. I haven't looked into who they are yet, but I trust the process.
Yeah.
I trusted them. I was like, I mocked a number of them, but I never mocked one really before. Like if I had an extra 3rd pick and one of the top guys were there, maybe, but mostly I did like 4th or under.
I know Craig had Troy Franklin. He wanted them to take him pretty early, and I was like, I don't think so. If they would have taken Brendan Rice later, I would have been happy with that.
I kind of like.
He's also got some pedigree.
McCaffrey, Rice, what was his name? Johnny Wilson's a really big guy, 6'6".
Johnny Wilson's huge.
Those guys. When I start seeing them. Some of those guys. Like if we got him at 164 or below, I would have had no problem with it.
Yeah,
those were positions. Those were picks where I was like, yeah, okay, we should kind of work on the base, but if we snag like a special player that, whatever, a good offensive weapon, yeah, sure. But they did what they should have did.
I think so.
They put some shit in the trenches there, and that's what they needed to do.
To me,
mid-round picks are good for that.
To me, obviously everybody knows the secondary was the Achilles heel of the team. There was nothing worse than our secondary.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah,
and they, either by letting them go or other things happening, their secondary's changed a lot because Gardner Johnson went away. Bye, see ya.
Mm-hmm.
Good riddance. And then obviously the Cam Sutton thing. There's there's that whole thing. But the entire secondary has changed just in a matter of the last 6 weeks because he's gone. Davis, traded for Davis, signed Robertson, and then the 2 they drafted today.
Well, I mean, Vaki too. I mean,
and
'cause
Vaki
he's
also,
going to
yeah.
get some time. He's going to
yeah.
get some special
Because
teams
they
times,
haven't-
but he's going to learn how to play safety.
Yeah,
They have him play a little bit more of like Iffy was doing earlier or later last year. Where he's
I,
going
I only watched like 5 Lions games total last season,
Yeah.
and every fucking one of them I watched, including the San Francisco loss. It was second half passing at will
exactly
in the second half.
Yep.
Passing at will, and it drove me nuts.
It drove you
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah, I know. Trust me. And everybody's like, "Oh, they need an edge," and I want him to get an edge. I did,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was the edges. It was the middle because once McNeil went down, there was no pressure at all up the middle. Very little from Benito Jones and Kaminsky. Kaminsky didn't do shit last year, really. Think about it. Kaminsky from 2022 wasn't nearly as good. Was way better than Kaminsky of 2023. He didn't do much at all last year.
Yeah.
Josh Pascal was hurt. James Houston was out the whole year.
Well, that's another thing. You got Pascal. You got Houston's going to be back.
But if you're not getting pressure up the middle
I
from
think
your
they-
defensive tackles, then all they're going to do is just throw people on your edges at all times. They were almost getting to the quarterback all the time. If you count the amount of times that Hutch was right there, he should have had 20 sacks.
Right.
I mean, like, no joke. That's not even an exaggeration. But there's no pressure up the middle. Those guys are just sidestepping him and taking a step forward and throwing these passes. Brock Purdy did it 4 times, like in a row in the
Right.
championship game.
Yeah, I know.
It drove me fucking nuts because there's no pressure in the middle. Now that they've got Reader and now hopefully Wingo, McNeil's back and he's healthy, that pressure up the middle is going to free up those guys on the end, and it's going to be completely different. I don't think they needed to go get an edge. I would've liked it.
I looked at it like what they did in the offseason, then if McNeil stays healthy and plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did we let Levi go? I think we
No,
still have him.
Levi's still there.
So if he ends up, sticking around, Pascal, all the guys that we already had, I felt like, okay, one or the other. You either went and got an edge or you went and got you needed a lineman. I felt an O lineman and I felt like a D lineman, one of each.
Mhm.
Whatever you did, it didn't really matter, because you can just go by like best player available kind of concept.
Well,
but they did it the way I like the way they do it.
none of our defensive tackles, none of them are 3-down players.
No.
None of them. That's why you need 3 or 4 of them because you're always rotating them in,
Right.
and you need somebody as good as the next guy. And we didn't have that last year. We had McNeil, and then we had everybody else below him.
And I think that this is exactly what they want to do right now.
Yep.
And
that right there will help your secondary too, because if you're getting pressure on the quarterback, they're going to make shit throws, and your guys in the flats, the linebackers, and maybe you're like your branch out there too is playing slot, corner, slot safety, whatever you want to call it. That leaves more bad passes for them to pick off and everything. Or what Kirby Josephs were out there too.
right.
So that's why you needed the pressure up the middle. Once they got that in free agency and now the draft, I think they're fine on the edges.
Yeah.
And like you said, Levi, I think Levi played better the second half last year.
Mhm.
And Derek Barnes, they had him coming up on the line too. He was playing an edge.
Yeah,
They're fine.
I'm not worried. I don't think we needed a bunch of
The secondary
I thought
was
I thought when they got Wingo, I had Wingo mocked, and I had Chris
That
Jenkins.
for some reason that always
At one point, I had
It-
I always think
Sediments.
somebody's here.
Sediment at the bottom. Sorry.
No, I don't care. It just seems like somebody's here, and then it's weird. It weirds me out. You're not doing a thing wrong though. I gotta quit reacting.
What's it shaking?
So at one point, I had I've had in my draft mocks. I had Chris Jenkins at one time at like third.
I
round.
did too. Yeah.
And then I had this guy, the one we got.
Wingo.
Yeah, Trey's kid.
Trey Wingo's kid.
And then I had another guy that was LSU.
Mason Smith.
That was it.
Mason.
Yeah, my Asen.
My
yeah,
Asen.
My Asen. I had I had those 3, and it was always somewhere in the 3rd
Yep.
to 5th, depending on where I was trading and stuff. But that was it. It was only just one.
Yep.
And mainly, like, if I grabbed a defensive end, it was because, okay, well, this is the pick I got, and this is the best guy,
Yeah.
so I'm going to take him.
I would have taken that Jalix Hunt later in the draft. They ended up taking him he was around 100. He was
Yeah.
there pretty early.
Yeah.
There's a few guys. There's many guys I mocked because like I did so many fucking mocks. Again, not as many as last year, but I did a lot. But once you see the Beast, which is Dane Brugler's guide from The Athletic,
Yeah.
there's so much. I don't know how he does it. I know he's probably got a whole team of people and they're doing all this stuff. It's 325 pages of information about the top, I don't know, 300 potential draft picks. Probably more than that, actually. There's so much information.
So
in this
basically
thing.
like a full page per.
It's basically, no, it's not even that. It's small type, too. It's weird. I don't know how he did it. But basically, he's got them ranked like the top 30 something at their position and then little profiles about them. And then after that, it's like the next group, basically.
And you have to get it through The Athletic. So I have to sign up for The Athletic.
Yeah, but it's like $1.50 a month or something. And you get all kinds of information. And it's
then
not
I'm-
just football.
And then I'm
It's-
going to have to get the Rocket app so that
Yeah.
now all my apps don't. So I don't have like $300 worth of apps every week. That,
I'm telling you, man, because it's not just football. It's like they got some of the best coverage of every sport.
So it's just The Athletic.
It's just
and
The
then you
Athletic.
get all the Dane Bruglers.
Yeah, you can just
Because I always want to read The Athletic, dude. And I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to pay
I'm telling you, and that's the thing.
So you can buy it like by the year.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I
I
would do.
think I just did mine as monthly, but I don't remember. Oh, no, actually, maybe I did pay for the year. Maybe it was only like $8 for the year or something. It was something really cheap, and I didn't care. I was like, I need this because this guy knows what he's talking about. But that's the thing. I didn't base everything I did on what he said because there's other people I think that mock pretty well, and they might have some information maybe he's not putting in there. It's got to be some kind of blend of everybody's thing because he'll even say he's like, there's no way I'm even going to be 10% right in this thing. There's just too many variables. But the information he gathers as far as, the scores or the measurables and all that other stuff, plus all the other stuff that people are saying, these people might be more like in the know. Like they might know people connected to these teams. So they might have a little background information that Brugler doesn't have, blah, blah, blah. So you
Right.
got to really, really take it from everywhere and kind of put it together. So there's so much information, but that's kind of how I did it this year. And like I said, I mean, I drafted everybody that the Lions drafted, all 6 of them.
Hmm.
That was me.
Nice.
Not in the same spots again, but the Athletic is worth it though. I mean, even if you just read Brugler stuff, which isn't not even every day, it's like every week maybe.
Well, if I can get if it costs me like $12 for the year, that's cool. That doesn't really affect my like porn
No.
and my porn money and all my entertainment
consumption,
money.
yeah.
Well, and that's why with, like the NFL Plus,
'Cause I have entertainment money, I can't have.
like if you get the NFL app with NFL Plus and you wait until just before the combine to get it, you can get it from the combine until the end of summer. No, sometime in July, I think it is. Basically, when the training camp's about to start and stuff was when they started over again. You can get it for like $20-$30 for like that time period. So that's how I watched the draft. That's how I watched parts of the combine, training camp. Not really training camp stuff.
Because
but
it's the NFL Network.
it's NFL Network, but they also have Plus, so you can watch some of the extra stuff. It's
Yeah, and then
I
I
love
can
it.
just put the app on my TV and watch it.
that's how I watched the draft the last couple. Well, tried watching on ABC, and I'm like, this is antenna.
and then you
It'll be really quick, and it wasn't. It was always fucking behind. It was on. It must have been on a 5-minute fucking delay.
yeah.
On your antenna.
Yeah, it was insane.
It-
Because like Craig would be like,
I
"Oh,
was
this
ge-
guy." I'm like, "What?"
What?
I was
but don't you
getting
want
it-
your naked signal though, right?
I
I want the
getting
naked
in-
signal. Yeah.
I was getting it insane on ESPN. Seriously, it was like Craig knew way before
Well,
me.
I
if
finally
you're
got to the
close to a
point-
broadcast tower, that's the best HD signal you can get.
It was
Supposedly.
the signal was fine. It was just they must, because it's a live event, they must have put a longer delay on it just in case something happened.
Yeah.
And then they're not always picking right away. Like they might be beaming in the signal of people announcing it from fucking Dusseldorf, Germany and shit like they're doing today.
Yeah.
It took
or-
fucking forever.
Oh, dude, that stuff was
I get it. They're trying to expand the game and internationally, blah, blah, blah.
Dude, they had all these different international people calling picks, and like almost all their videos were just like.
But you could get zero display.
And then on top of it,
delay.
The Chandler Zavala one in
And
Germany
then-
was the worst.
on top of it, they don't speak very good English.
No.
So
the first guy,
I mean, it was kind of difficult.
round 4, when they started doing the international stuff, the guy that came out and read the first pick was German, but
Yeah.
he was perfect. I'm like, oh yeah, if they're all gonna be like this,
Yeah,
this is
right.
great.
That one was great.
None of them are like that after that.
Yeah.
Chris Pohl from Blue Angel,
Yeah, I like this.
he liked our video with Hutchinson
Yeah.
in the 1937 Berlin backdrop.
I don't get it. Does really Hutchinson really look like someone who would be in Berlin in 1937? No, just kidding.
He looked perfect. 'Cause his arm was
Tall,
up.
muscular, blonde,
Dude, he would
blue-eyed.
have been. Can you imagine, like,
been the poster
6'6"?
child. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Because you know, like, how big were their soldiers? What do you think the biggest guys were?
Probably 6 foot.
I don't know.
6 foot, maybe.
In those Indiana Jones movies, they had the big ones.
Yeah,
I saw 'em.
Indiana Jones.
Okay, we'll say there's like a couple freak of nature 6'2"
Yeah.
guys, maybe.
Yeah,
That's it.
That was a good video.
but he the Chris Pohl though, I thought it was just somebody like with a fake fan account pretending to be him.
Yeah.
because there was the underscore and stuff like we have, and then I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, it's actually him. He had the underscore because somebody probably took his real fucking name
Yeah.
and got it first, and he has to use a stupid underscore for his TikTok.
Stupid.
But what gives it away that it's a real person is they don't follow many people but have a decent amount of followers.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the other way around, tons of following, then you know it's fake fucking.
Oh, usually, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? There's some people, like famous people, who will just follow certain people back just for the hell of it, because
I
they
know
like getting
Cena
back.
does that.
Yeah, I was gonna say John Cena follows Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cena follows
Yeah.
anybody.
What's her name? Hot chick, Mad Men.
Christina Hendricks.
January Jones.
January Jones.
follows me.
Yeah.
Does she?
Yeah, she used to at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had her phone number up there. Said text me on her fucking page for anybody. I'm
That's
like,
weird.
Really?
It's kind of weird.
Wow.
She's
She
on a
probably
lot.
just got some broken phone. I think it was during the pandemic when she did that.
So,
This is a burner
is
phone.
it true they're giving Bush his Heisman Trophy back?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's not going to get thorped.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
like when he's dead, then they do the right thing.
Right.
Well, it just
It was
Well,
bullshit.
like they're going to do to Pete Rose. We know. We
they're
all
probably
know.
gonna the Pete Rose they might eventually, but
Like,
I want them to give Galarraga back his perfect game.
yeah. The only
what I
thing
want.
with the Pete Rose is that the fact is that they know he gambled.
Yeah, you
they
don't
know
do it.
He refuses to. He only admits partially to it.
Instead of just saying he did it.
And
And he's gone-
the fact
he's
is that
waffled.
it is that's what it's the rule. It's always been the rule. It's on the fucking. There's a placard on every fucking clubhouse.
Yep.
It says specifically, if you gamble on the game of baseball, you will be banned for life.
But they tell you you're not supposed to take money, too, when you're an amateur.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, but
It's true.
Until they change the rules so they can.
But
change
but you know what though?
Reggie Bush though.
But that would. But you're right, El. It is kind of two separate comparisons because if you
because he wasn't
because the
driving
rules
around.
well plus the rules have changed.
Yeah.
You can make money and be in the Olympics
Right.
now.
That's what
so
I
that's
mean.
why they gave Thorpe his
Dude,
medals
you can make
back.
money
if they
and be in
change
that-
if they
in
change
college
the
football now.
gambling if they change the gambling rule in baseball,
Then give it
Pete
back,
Rose
yeah.
is in the next morning.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
even stop.
Yeah, yeah.
Do not, don't, pass go. Do not stop. Nothing. You send him right to it. That's it. You
Yeah.
know, that's it. But like the fact
agree.
is that the rule is still the fucking rule.
And the fact that he had at one point did admit that he gambled on his own team and then all of a sudden changed it again.
Yeah, that's I mean, he's so wishy
He's
washy.
waffled on it so many times.
He's kind of an asshole.
kind of an
dude.
asshole.
Oh, he
yeah.
is.
He's kind of always been an asshole.
the way
But
he is.
but he's Charlie Hustle, and he was one of the greatest
great.
fucking players I ever fucking saw hitting the ball.
Fantastic player.
You
Yeah,
know?
at
And
least
I watched him towards the end of his career.
At least they didn't do the pretend he don't exist thing.
The OJ thing.
Yeah,
the OJ and the
Oh, yeah.
Benoit.
OJ sucked, okay? Don't get me wrong. OJ
Yeah.
sucked. But dude, that fucking that year with the 2,000 yards, 143 yards a game he averaged, man. That's fucking insane.
That's absurd.
O.J. Simpson.
14 games. That was a 14-game season.
O.J. Simpson is one of the greatest fucking running backs to ever play
And
the
his
game.
college numbers
And,
too, man.
You could make an argument that he was the greatest, and I wouldn't.
No.
tell
I
you
wouldn't
you're wrong.
I wouldn't hesitate to.
But no one's gonna make that argument
to
besides you
say
now.
you. Yeah. If somebody said no, O.J. Simpson's the greatest running back, I'll be like, you know what? I can't argue with that.
Well, he was.
I mean, if you want to take that stance, go ahead.
you'd be like, there's certainly between him, Brown, Barry.
Yeah, sure.
He's right up there with him.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, the
Can't
only
argue it.
reason, look, Barry Sanders is my quarterback or my running back.
Yeah.
My running back.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
always be our
Okay. And he's the greatest I ever saw. I didn't see Jim Brown. But if I saw Jim Brown, I probably would have thought he's the greatest running back of all time.
Yeah.
Like Barry's dad.
Yeah.
Barry will tell Barry
know,
that Jim Brown's
I
the
didn't,
best.
I mean, so of course.
Or she was in The Simpsons.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. I get it because, OJ.
Yeah.
Orenthal James.
Dude was a freak of
Orenthal.
nature athlete.
Also, have you
Yeah.
before or since, have you ever heard that name again? Is he the only person in the world? Well, his son has it. But
Orenthal?
Orenthal.
No, I
yeah,
don't think
it's kind of like Hitler, where Adolf, where it's just not going
But
to
then,
be
then
named.
again, though, like remember Bry's girlfriend Rena?
Yeah.
I never knew anybody by that name until her, and then after that, I met 5.
Yeah, no, that's true. I've met a couple.
Two of them were fucking actresses.
And then Brock Lesnar's wife.
Oh yeah, Rena Mero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sable's real name is Raina.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I mean, like, yeah, I didn't know any of them until like
All of a
after.
sudden, yeah.
Yeah,
That was one of the things. Just when she was watching the draft with me. I'm gonna go back to the draft. We didn't talk
Go
about it
ahead. No,
enough
no, I don't care.
for an hour and 11 minutes. Watching it
about-
with my daughter, and the only player she really knew because of his name, 2 of them she knew, Chop Robinson, which I was so thrilled that we didn't take him.
yeah.
I don't care what
Chop.
I don't care whatever they did. My one wish in life, my make a wish, if you will, was don't let the Lions draft Chop Robinson, and they didn't. So I was happy.
I don't think they ever had any potential.
I don't either. He was just
These people keep trying to figure out how Brad fucking drafts.
Well, he goes and watch people.
Brad says it straight out, but they don't know.
And they only called him Chop because he was 14 pounds when he was born,
Yeah,
and as
pork
a
chop.
toddler he was huge. So they call him Pork Chop, and they got it shortened to Chop. And then when he went to school, he tried to go by his real name, and then someone found out he's called Chop, and they're like, it's easier, we'll just call you Chop. But his real name is Demuine.
Yeah.
DemouI.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
calling him
Like
Chop, too.
Kool-Aid's got a real name too, right?
I'd be like,
Kool-Aid.
Chop.
Kool-Aid
Kool-Aid's got a-
McKinstry was the other one. Kool-Aid.
His is really hard to say too.
And but Elizabeth's just like, she wanted him to come here because his name is Kool-Aid. And we like, oh,
Well-
we're going to drink the Kool-Aid.
Well, we wanted
Yeah.
kind of too, you know.
We
He was a
did
good
too.
player,
but once Terry and Arnold was available, it's
right?
like, that's
But
what you
if
go
they
with.
would have drafted him, I would have had no problem drafting another
It's
Alabama
just
corner.
bitter.
His real name is JaQuincy.
Is it JaQuincy?
But how do you spell JaQuincy? It's not a J.
No, it's
Isn't just name
G-A.
it Quincy. Just
G-A
Quincy.
apostrophe Quincy.
Quincy's a
so
great
it sh-
name.
So it should be
just
Quincy.
Quincy. Yeah, I
It
know.
should be good Quincy.
I got stop this bit for a second because I don't know if your neighbor's having a manic episode or something. Somebody keeps on walking back and forth, and they look like they're having a little bit of a fit. Really? Yeah, no joke. Some tall person.
Oh, that's probably Josh Crosby.
Oh, okay, but he's calling back and forth.
Maybe
like,
he's on the phone.
No, he gets on the
I
phone.
mean,
He
he-
gets animated. I'll
he
make
was-
sure it's him. But
it was just hands. I mean,
Maybe he's on the phone on his headset,
he might be on a headset.
or maybe he's an insane.
I just want to
person.
make sure he's okay because he's kind of going back and forth, and it's like 4 times now. Anyways, JaQuincy,
JaQuincy.
MD,
Yeah,
not MD.
I had a friend Quincy. Actually, his name was Corey, but his middle name was Quincy. And
Just call him Quincy.
he introduced himself to me as Corey Quincy, and his last name.
Sounds
I'm
awesome.
not gonna say his last name.
Don't dox him.
Yeah,
Oh, it is him. Okay.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in 4 years.
We're gonna tell us some. You're gonna spill the tea on your neighbors.
well, it's not just he's real animated when he does phone calls and talk.
Yeah.
Another thing, he moved from two doors down to that house. He renovated that house and now he's going to live in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, the
So
old
he
man that
goes
died.
back and forth with shit, and he owns both them houses.
Oh okay.
So that could have been what it was because he was
Oh, yeah,
in between the
he'll,
two.
He'll do that all night.
I was just making sure he was okay. That's all.
Well, see, now we know that he owns 2 houses. But
Yeah.
actually, I kind of thought you said he did, and he was cleaning that one out.
He cleaned it. Well, I thought he was going to rent this one out because he bought it. When it got,
but he
was-
probably put
but
the
I-
money
but-
in it and said, "Fuck, this is nice."
Well, it has an extra room for one thing,
right.
So it has an extra back room and a garage. So he's like, no, I'm
Yeah.
going here.
Yeah, so he's
Thanks,
probably
Mark.
like,
Yeah.
"Shit, I just
So he'll
fixed
rent
this
that
up. I
one
ain't
down.
giving this to nobody else."
And him and his wife are cool. So cool. The renters can be a little further away. I'm cool
Yeah,
with
right.
that. So fine.
So that's his plan, is to rent the other one out.
Yeah.
Well, what would be cool is if he's able to rent it to somebody he knows who's
Yeah, I think he's
not an
gonna.
asshole.
I think it's his. I think I know who. It was some dude that was I'm assuming is his brother. It's another tall guy, and goes in it. I think it's him.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Whatever. But yeah, that's him.
Okay. So I'll make sure he's
not. Yeah, he's not
okay.
going to break in your car or nothing.
No, I wasn't. No, I honestly I thought he was having an episode or something out the way he was going.
No, he's just hyper.
So yes, to answer your question, no, Reggie Bush is not getting thorped.
No.
I
Yeah.
personally, yeah, I'm happy for him because
It was kind of bullshit.
there was nobody that year, 2005, when he won the Heisman. There was literally not. It wasn't even close.
Like I said yesterday, I go, look, they bought his parents a fucking house so he could be closer. He wasn't driving around with a bunch of fucking cars and shit like that.
Yeah,
You know?
And it was it's always been common.
Yeah, but I mean, like, dude, they brought his family closer to him. And did you see it? And like I said, the next thing I said is, and did you see him fucking play at USC?
yeah.
He's worth the fucking house. Give him the fucking goddamn trophy back, you
Yeah,
fucking morons.
you're right. Because remember when LeBron, before he was even drafted,
Yeah.
was driving a Hummer
Yeah,
around,
right.
Oh, yeah.
doing all that stuff. It's like, no, he didn't take your money though. Sure, he didn't. Or I'm sorry, LeBron did it, but who else did it? Ohio State.
But yeah, LeBron could because he wasn't nobody owned him.
Yeah, exactly.
He could take anything he
He
wanted.
wasn't playing in college.
Nope.
But still, how'd that kid get a fucking Hummer?
Yeah.
Oh, because he got
It
endorsements.
was. No, I
Dude,
was
they were-
watching something. It
they were
was.
giving him high school
It
endorsements.
might have been Zeke Elliott, honestly, and he got in trouble. And there was something where he was driving a Hummer also.
Mhm.
It's like, how did he get it? No,
Well, that's why the whole thing started in the 90s. They started doing this, like, they were basically like, yeah, they secured loans.
Here's your Hummer.
Like, how did they secure
just say
loans?
you like IHOP a lot once in a while on TV.
Yeah, they
that's
just
all.
start taking, they just tell them, oh, they secured loans.
Yeah.
How did they fucking secure loans?
What's
They ain't
their
got a
collateral?
job. Oh, they're banking on their,
Yeah.
they take insurance policies out. I'm like, who's paying for the fucking insurance policies?
And meanwhile, Dad's a janitor at the local high school.
Look, they did what they had to do, Those fucking kids were fucking given they've always given everything
Yeah.
to the school. For what? For food, for some crappy little lodging, and for an education. That, okay, great. If they get hurt, they may have a job. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't get a fucking good job. Maybe they're not smart enough to get a good degree and get into a good place. Then what? They can't say, you own their rights.
Yeah, and that's why I don't have a problem with NIL,
Yeah.
name and licensing and stuff. Because
Yeah.
it's just if you're making money off the kid and you're giving them education, I know they're getting an education,
Right. But that's what,
But-
yeah.
but they're not just them. Their entire team is making you literally billions of dollars.
Yeah, and then your face is
it's a-
on a video game,
It's a lot.
or your jerseys all go to them.
It's a lot better than it used to be. But there was like in the '80s and stuff. There was
Oh.
guys that couldn't spell cat,
No.
Yeah.
so they weren't getting educated.
No.
They were just there for the
Right.
money.
Exactly.
They brought money into the
you don't
university.
you don't hear a lot of academic scandals like you used to like back then.
No,
It seems like all these guys coming out are at
They
least
can at least read.
they're at least smart enough to know
It's because of it's because
how
of
to
what
watch their own asses, and they're
Yeah.
not going to be like they're smart enough to have a conversation with people.
yeah.
Or they attend and they pick stuff that I can believe that he's doing that, like communications.
Yeah.
or-
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's doing that.
Yeah, and
Not-
but they also this goes deep into
They stay in.
they're
their
making
lane.
sure the people that they know are going to be. You can tell when a kid's going to be some kind of athlete.
Yeah.
And they're making sure that those kids get through school the proper way.
Yep.
And if you don't believe that, you're fucking insane.
Yep.
They're
That's true.
using. You telling me that if a school gets $1 million for all that, do you think they aren't using the majority of that $1 million on the kids that they think matter more?
Oh,
that
yeah.
No, of
that are
course.
smarter, that are more athletic, who could be the best of the best. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's not going to the NARPs.
No.
No.
They're gonna look at that kid and go, man, that kid's like a fucking mule kick in the fucking head, man. We ain't putting no money into him.
They can tell
It's wrong, but they do. But they do it.
They
Yeah.
can tell when someone's the next Neon Badol.
Yeah.
That was Blue Chips.
Yeah.
If
check.
if you're 6'8" and athletic, or you have a 200 IQ and you only need to read something once and you retain it.
Yep.
That's who college is really for.
Yeah, it's true.
Not people like me.
No.
Well, yeah, like what people are like good musicians or maybe good acting, whatever like that. They're not probably getting a ton of scholarships.
Well, I mean,
most of the scholarships for
Not for
schools are
acting.
going. Schools are going for, they're going for the smartest kids.
Yeah.
And they're going for the fucking athletes.
I like when they get
Yeah.
every now and then you get an athlete that's super gifted, so they get to save on the freaking athletic scholarship because they're so smart.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool. I think was it Peyton Manning didn't even need his athletic scholarship because of his brain.
Oh, he is smart.
Yes, there's a few of them been like that.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
you know who else was actually
Who was that fucking safety? Played, he went to Tennessee. Became a doctor. Myron Rolle.
oh yeah.
He was a Rhodes Scholar.
Is he related to
He wasn't related to Antrell Rolle, I don't
Okay.
think.
wasn't
But he
sure.
didn't play very long. He's a doctor now. He's like a brain surgeon, dude.
Well, some of them, yeah, they just know.
I know Robert Smith, the old running back, was at Ohio State. He was actually there to be a doctor.
Yeah,
Well, like
I
Myron
don't know
Rolle
if he
was like
became
good
one,
enough.
but he was.
but
he
they
he
have,
was good enough to be a top a higher pick, but he said that he was going to do his
Yep.
he was going to do an NFL career for a while, but his main goal was to be a doctor and be a brain surgeon.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
And so nobody drafted him until the 6th round. Tennessee drafted him.
Yeah.
He played a few years and then just finished his degree and during the off seasons, and that was it.
You know, they have, and say what you want about the way they do stuff. It is a livestock auction, if you will. And
It is, yes.
It's horrible. They have a lot more programs now, not just for the NFL kids, but high school kids going into college and college kids going to NFL that show them. You don't see as many kids getting in trouble and doing stuff now as you used to do. As far
No,
as
you
these
don't.
athletes.
That's
no,
true.
no, for
They-
sure.
I don't want to say
You
they're-
also
they're-
don't see money getting stolen from him as much either.
Well, that's my point. I don't want to say they're grooming them, but they're basically showing them. They're putting them in these programs so they know the way to act, who to trust. Hopefully,
Are they doing better about retaining their money? I remember
Yeah,
they
you
felt
don't hear a lot of
they'd end up
bankrupt people.
broke and shit.
Well,
Yeah,
See, it's not necessarily like the league probably sponsors it, but what it is they're getting the players to do this. The players are the ones that are helping with these because
yeah.
it's passing it down. It's paying it forward is what
It's
doing.
usually the players'
Yeah.
association.
The players association, the players union is like, no man, you got to take. There's mandatory shit that they have to do when they get in the league,
Oh yeah,
and it's the players union that
there's
does
ethics classes. There's
there's
money
all- yeah.
management
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a
there's
whole
all
bunch of
kinds of
shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not
You
even
know,
just in
Don't
NFL.
backhand
That's
the
why the
wife.
whole when the biggest thing that they usually end up getting is fucking drunk drivings.
Yeah.
And that's when NFL fucking the reason that they get hammered by the NFL on it is because you can call everybody's given the same hotline. You can call it at any time, anywhere, and
Get a
a
ride.
ride.
Yeah.
Anytime, anywhere.
Not to
on
mention
the
Uber.
NFL.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like even this, you could put that number in your phone as number one, and boom, hit it, and you have a ride anywhere, courtesy of the fucking NFL. So they're probably gonna pick you up in a fucking limousine.
yeah. Metro
So
cars and shit.
that's why they hammer those guys.
Yeah, but
pretty
I
hard
want
with
to
that shit.
drive.
And it's not just an NFL Players Association. It's
Yeah.
it's former college players have
Yeah.
the same program set up for the current college players.
Yeah,
Same type of stuff. There's no reason for you to get in any trouble. I mean, stuff's going to happen. You're basically teenagers and you're 21 years old too.
well, it's true that boys
Stuff's
will be
gonna
boys
happen, you know?
in
You-
certain ways.
you
but,
Every
can't-
now and then you got to choke slam the wife through a
Yeah.
fucking.
Well,
that
table.
stuff. I mean,
that's kind of shit. Yeah, yeah.
and you do hear that happen. It's unfortunate,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, taking pictures of all your guns and then pummeling your girlfriend's face till you can't tell what she looks like. That's
who are you talking about?
As happens.
that's out of hand.
But it you don't hear it like you used to. It's gotten a lot better because there's so much money involved. They don't want anybody screwing anything up for everybody else too. But there's literally so much money involved. Even if you're shit, you're still representing the NFL. I don't know, shouldn't say shit. You're still top 10% of all athletes.
Well, even like the worst NFL player is
Yeah.
like basically $1 million industry in themselves.
Well,
Yeah.
when the last collective bargaining agreement went in, I think it's minimum is $695 a year.
Something like that. Is it only?
It might be up now. It might have been the first year,
Just
and then
to
it
sit
went
on
up.
the
I think
bench.
it's 1.1 million now. It might be.
I think it's got to be higher because like
I think it's.
I thought hockey was the cheapest one, and the cheapest contract in hockey is $750,000.
Yeah, so it's when. Well,
That's
I'm-
still pretty good.
It's still pretty good.
but
Yeah.
since the new collective bargaining agreement's a few years old, several years old now.
Yeah.
But it was $495,000 a year,
Oh yeah.
and then it went up to like 7 something, and then it went up year to year for the first several years. So I think it's like 1 or 1.1 million.
Yeah.
For league minimum.
Honestly, even
But
if it-
I don't know that it's that's for league minimum, but I think that's like veteran player league minimum.
Yeah.
Like if you know, like if you're just somebody like you don't get $1 million if you're signed as an undrafted free agent.
No. I was just wondering how much practice squad guys make now.
Oh, that's like 16,000 a week or something. That might have went up too.
No, it's 12,000 per week.
Oh, okay,
Or $216,000 for 18 weeks for a non-veteran player.
right. But they don't have
With more than 2 years of experience, you earn 16,000.
okay.
And then the maximum you can make is 20,600 per week, which equals out to $370,800. And they do get medical while they're in the practice squad.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Not
if they get
bad.
hurt while they're in the practice squad, even if it's an injury,
outside of playing.
yeah. Well, if
You're
it's
talking about like at home or whatever.
yeah, if it's
Yeah.
if it happens on the field or at practice or whatever it might be, even if you're like just working out at the facility, you're just doing some curls or whatever, you blow something out and you can never play again. You're covered.
Yeah. Well, because you're in the union too.
Yeah, because you're in a union.
Yeah. The players
Baseball's
u-
like that too. I
Yeah.
mean, like, not to jump to a different sport, but there's a guy on the Dodgers who hasn't played for the Dodgers in 6 years now, and even before that, he only played a little bit sporadically. He stopped showing up. Something happened. Found out that he was schizophrenic and bipolar,
Yeah.
and what they did was they signed him to a contract, and every year they renew his contract for $0. He doesn't get any money from the league, but he has health care and doctors and mental health stuff for the rest of his life.
That's good.
That's why they do it. So there's something cool the Dodgers did for this one guy. I cannot remember his name, but it's like that in NFL now too. Probably because they got so much backlash about mental health and CTE and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But they've set up all those
They do.
programs finally.
WWE, if you get hooked on drugs, you get rehab
Yeah,
rest of your life.
not like the '80s when they just did blow all the time.
Yeah.
you know.
Now they just give you blow.
Well, yeah.
Get rid of your
Well, like,
withdrawals back then.
Just like when a guy decides he's going to retire and wants to retire from his team, you know, like the team that drafted him or whatever, and like
Yeah.
say he moved on, they'll have him sign the 10-day contract. You
Yeah.
know, and,
Oh yeah.
you
Well,
know.
Matt
You
Ryan
don't
just
get
retired as a Falcon.
Did he do a Falcon?
Yeah.
I figured he would. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he did 1 year in Indy.
They did 2.
Did he do 2 years?
Might have done 2. Either way, he signed that contract, retired as a Falcon. That's the way it should have been.
Yeah.
It sucked that he even had to leave back, but should just let him finish career there. But I get it. It's business,
It was money. It was all just because his contract, like they owed so much at the end.
Oh,
there,
I know.
You know. So
So I know that like football has some big people.
Yeah.
We're talking about 320, 350.
They have some little people too.
Yeah. But did they ever get up to 600 pounds like Tammy Slayton?
No,
Did you see her weight loss picture?
I haven't. I saw her in the midst of it. I didn't see
She's probably a lot healthier, and I'm glad she lost the weight.
She looks horrible, doesn't she?
But she looks ghastly.
She didn't look good when she started losing. I mean, she lost like half the weight, and I was like, "What's wrong with her forehead?"
Her forehead is still mangled looking. No, that's not a bad one. There's one here. Look at this.
Oh, she's got to get that skin taken off.
Look at that.
oh
Oh my God, that looks like fucking Gollum,
It's so bad.
oh,
dude. I have trouble
Lord.
looking at that.
Proudly shows up.
They're
for
not. She's
Incredible
not
Photo.
as bad. Here, she looks. The
How did
arms
she? So what did they put
So wait,
her
go
on?
back to the picture with the side by side of her with. I
That-
want the next one.
with a normal girl?
That
or-
one, right?
okay.
Yeah, that one. They show her teeth
Hmm.
because in that second picture, it looks like her teeth might be janky.
Oh, she's probably got horrible teeth. I would guess.
So what did she get, like a bypass thing?
Yeah, she lost. See, the doctors won't let them do it unless they lose like 100 pounds on their own
right,
first.
right.
Well, some doctors won't do it unless you use half your weight.
Yeah, at that point, why don't you just keep going with the
Well, when
natural
you
way?
get to 400 pounds,
Is it her girlfriend or something?
Who
I
the
don't know.
model?
I thought she was married.
This
Oh, he
girl?
died, right?
No, that was the other one. I thought.
Oh, that's right. What's
Yeah,
her name?
Man, Tammy. Look at Tammy at 600. Yeah, I mean, some of these. It's just this picture in particular really messed
Dude,
me
that
up.
is
Dude.
fucking gall.
she
That's
she has a
horrible,
neck
dude.
like. Remember?
One of the worst things I've ever
Remember
seen.
the
in my
fucking-
life.
see the Gollum now.
Remember the vulture from Looney Tunes with its
Yeah,
neck?
yeah.
That's the way her neck looks.
Yeah.
That's some dark crystal stuff.
That's horrible. She's
But,
like,
yeah.
she looks
Dark
like-
Crystal. Fuck yeah.
She looks like a. Oh my God, what are they called? The Dark Crystal. The
The
skull.
Thing. I don't know.
Ah, I gotta look it up. It's something with an S. It's something, but that's what she looks like.
Oh boy.
So I want to get. I want to show.
Skeksis. The
I got to show
Skeksis.
the people. 'Cause
That's
this is-
horrible,
I mean,
man.
this is really. What did I do? Okay. But yeah, it's really ghastly.
I
Bad.
honestly, I'd rather watch somebody crash into a mountain than that.
Yeah, it's
That's not
so
even a
bad.
joke. She looks bad. I'm glad.
And like I
you're
said,
healthy.
like I said, she'll live now.
Yeah.
But and then that's good. She got off oxygen. You know, when you get that big, you got to be on oxygen. She's off the oxygen.
That's
Great.
Gross.
Looks like she's got a pretty hot girlfriend there.
I don't know if that's her girlfriend or just some
I don't know.
streamer or
I have no
something.
idea, dude.
But yeah, the girl, that girl's cute.
Dude, that
whoever
chick's,
she
that
is.
chick's, that Tammy chick's only 37 years old.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So look at this shit. Let's see if it
Share it with the
works.
world.
Look at this.
That is horrible.
And she's got a tattoo.
Yeah.
That girl's got some nice.
What's that thing
tits.
growing out of her back? Oh no, that's not growing out of her back. That's the back of her
Her
arm.
arm.
Oh God, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Dude,
She's gonna need.
she's gotta get that skin surgery. Yeah, but is that a girlfriend?
I don't know.
Because I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound mean. If that's a girlfriend, she's in it for the money,
Oh, for sure.
For the fame.
Fame.
the fame and the money.
I'm sure she doesn't make a lot as a 1,000-pound sister.
No, they probably don't.
They probably don't make shit on that TV show. They just get.
Yeah, that was.
Unless they're smart about it, which looking at them, they weren't.
No, they don't probably get. They probably get.
No, they had a pretty good YouTube following, but I think that probably dried up.
Did the other sister lose weight?
Yeah, well, the other sister got healthy and was more normal looking for years, and
Yeah.
had a husband and kids. Like she kind of had a normal life quicker.
Oh.
So that okay,
That's her friend Haley Michelle.
Haley Michelle.
I wonder if she has an OnlyFans. Well, they look like more friends.
Uh-huh.
Embracing
Let's
her
look up
friend
Let's
Haley
look up
Michelle.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like Haley Michelle. She kind of looks like Jordan Peterson's daughter.
Yeah.
Haley Michelle.
Right there. That's the picture with the shorts.
That's an Instagram model. That's what
Mm-hmm. The ones with the
That
shorts.
looks like it
that's-
was a little.
That's
There we
that's
go.
the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's not her.
That's not her.
That looked Brock Purdy. That looked like Brock Purdy.
Was
in
that Brock-
picture.
Haley
Brock Purdy?
I don't
Michelle.
know.
There
Yeah,
we go.
actually, go back to picture number 4 with the guy.
Top.
The guy.
That
No.
does look like fucking Brock Purdy,
It's
doesn't
not
it?
him, but it does look like it.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Who's Mr. Relevant this year?
Oh, man,
his
I didn't
name
look at it.
His name was Daquan or something.
Daquan.
Jaquan.
It wasn't Jaquan Jackson, was it? No, he won earlier than that.
Spiritual sister Haley Michelle.
It was some dude from a college that played a position
He
of
played
some
a-
sort.
Thank you. Jalen Key.
That dude.
Dude, he's Jalen Key's a good player.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously something wasn't there, but he's a safety from Alabama.
can-
He played at Alabama.
Yeah, Haley
Yeah,
Michelle,
yeah,
Haley
that's
Michelle
him.
does look
Yeah,
like
dude.
Michaela Peterson.
Yeah. Yeah, Michaela's
Sure with
cute.
Tate.
Michaela's cute.
Yeah, Michaela.
Like sometimes she's really cute.
yeah, she's one of those ones. Like sometimes she looks great.
Yeah,
other times
sometimes she doesn't, but sometimes she looks really cute.
she does herself up like there.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Dude started 12 games at Alabama last year,
I wonder why he dropped.
but he ran a 4.6.
That's what it was. Somebody said that he
But-
ran too slow.
Dude, 6'1", 208
I know.
safety from Alabama.
I saw him and I'm like, the fucking Jets got him with Robert Saleh, so he's probably gonna be awesome. Because like the dude can fucking really run a good defense.
That is the other thing. I've never seen drafts. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to draft again.
Good.
I keep on doing it. I've never seen drafts that are so deep that like people are getting undrafted free agents who should have been drafted 2 rounds earlier.
Yeah.
It's so much.
Because there wasn't like, all right, there's been other drafts where like there was plenty of undrafted people that should have got drafted, but people did dumb shit.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of dumb shit in this.
There's not at all. The
and
last
even
2 drafts have been
even
insane.
the Penix taking him 8, he was gonna get drafted.
He was.
They just could have got him at 38, not
I agree.
8.
They could have gone with their 8 easily, but
So-
I get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But there was guys who didn't get drafted. There's a guy from Michigan who's another edge, Braden McGregor.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know who's going to pick him up, but dude is built like Hutch. I mean, he's not quite as explosive. He's not quite
How many Michigan State guys went? I only know of one.
I didn't know anyone.
Yeah, one.
Are you counting Keon Coleman?
No, it was a center.
Oh, God.
Samac or something. He was their starting center. He went in like the 6th round.
But anyway, I don't want to keep on getting back to the draft. It was exciting. It was a huge weekend for the city.
Exactly.
700,000
This was going to be
people.
our draft special. You know, I mean, we didn't have much to talk about.
Yeah, we know which
know?
is perfect.
So-
So you can just
So going back to the draft, I forgot what I was going to say.
It was about Jalen Key.
No, we were talking about. We were talking.
It's so
about,
deep.
Oh yeah. So like, nobody made any. Like, who picked somebody who wasn't going to be drafted?
I don't know. No
I
one.
didn't see anybody that I didn't see really anybody where I
Well,
went.
honestly,
who the fuck is that?
Some people,
Maybe one or two.
a lot of people had potentially up until maybe last week, Manu not getting drafted,
Okay,
being a priority free agent.
right.
So there's a few of those.
There's
actually,
always
somebody had until recently, because Quantez Stiggers moved up and then back down and then
Yeah.
up again a little bit. There was potentially he wasn't going to be, and someone was going to pick him up afterwards.
right.
And he ended up getting drafted.
Okay, so but that's what I mean. Like, there's a
but
few.
all
that
these
get
guys are going to be drafted. I
Right.
mean,
that's what I mean. Like, there's let's go 3-4% of these guys. Maybe there was a potential they wouldn't get drafted, but they were going to be priority undrafted,
Yeah.
or they were like on the cusp of maybe or maybe not. So, but there was no like, there wasn't like somebody who was like ranked 500th
no,
in the fucking country,
not that I know of.
and like got drafted.
I'll have to say I didn't watch like the last 20 picks.
'Cause, like,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean, no, I knew who most of them were. I mean,
just read the list.
I don't really know them, but yeah,
Well, even the undrafted guys the Lions signed so far, I know most of them.
Yeah.
Ukwu and Duke receiver guy whose name I can't think of right now.
right.
Most of the guys I've heard of.
We know them.
I know them.
See, we know them. Duke, dude.
But they're
That
right
other
where
dude.
they're basically they weren't guys who were in the top 257,
Right.
which is total amount of draft picks.
I usually go by like the 300. That's why I kind of like.
Yeah.
There's 300 people. More than likely, all your 255, 57, whatever it ended up.
They're
being
coming out of that
each-
300.
Yeah, they're coming out of that 300.
I
More,
mean,
more than likely.
There were guys who got drafted who weren't at the combine, which has 300. They had 326 people at the
Yeah,
combine.
that happens too.
But
Anyways,
anyways,
that happens. So, well, we had a guy. Didn't we draft somebody in the last couple of years that
wasn't at the combine.
didn't get a call? Yeah, that didn't get invited to the combine.
Yeah, Manu.
Yep, no, before him, I thought in the last couple of years.
Broderick Martin didn't go.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't always go. They just pick certain people. I don't know why Broderick Martin didn't go.
Yeah, and then they go to their pro day and go, okay, well, he didn't get called.
Well,
all right.
he killed it at one of the bowls.
Yeah, he did.
That's why Broderick Martin got it. But
Mhm.
Manu,
God, dude, we just forgot about him. We were just talking about all these other guys.
yeah, I know. I knew there's someone else I forgot, but he's still a developmental guy.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That's fine. I don't care if you're 4 or 5 deep at defensive tackle.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Look,
fantastic.
All right, so like if Manu, so let's say next year even Manu's not ready.
Yeah.
Say one of our guys fills in for the year, or we get a 1-year deal guy that's at the end of his career again for a tackle. Like we let Decker go, we get a 1-year deal guy while he's still developing.
Mhm.
So the next year he's our starting tackle, and we get him for a few more years before we really got to pay him again.
Yeah.
He's worth the jump up.
Well, here's my plan. Well, it's not even my plan. Here's what I think. Sorry, my phone just popped. Colby Sorsdahl is a tackle.
That's true.
He was a tackle.
That is true.
When he played last year and he filled in at guard, that wasn't his natural position. He is a tackle.
Yeah, that's true.
Did they think highly enough of him where they think he can step in and fill a gap for a year? Especially because after this next season, he'll be 2 years in. Has he developed enough to take over a job like that?
And make him right tackle.
And you make him right tackle.
In my opinion, the right tackle is probably the
Or
easiest of the 5 positions now.
because Sewell's playing.
If you're running heavily,
Sewell's playing the right tackle right now, right?
Yeah, But he's gonna be our.
But
left
he's
tackle.
naturally a left tackle.
He's gonna be our left tackle.
So all of a sudden you have Sorsdahl at right tackle. If it's just for the year, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't develop like
I
they
mean,
think.
yeah, we got it. Like most of our core is still gonna be there after this year, but we got 1 year with these guys, and we're gonna lose a few of them.
Oh,
It's gonna happen.
I know.
You know, Montgomery probably after this year. We probably won't keep Montgomery that third year.
You don't think so?
Mm,
I mean, if both those guys get 1,000 yards again, why wouldn't you?
I mean, you'd have to. Yeah, I guess you could just keep him, but he's gonna want something else. So that's when you start looking at. All right, well,
I mean, maybe.
you know,
I mean,
that's true. I mean, but you might not. I mean, if you've already paid him all his money, and you know, depending on what we've already spent, you know.
And then Gibbs, I mean, he's only going to be in year 2 this year.
Yeah,
And
that's what I mean.
we
We
pick
got
up his option for 5th year and stuff later on. So, anyways, I wanted to get to the important stuff besides football, and that's masturbation.
Yeah.
And this whole Billie Eilish thing, I did not hear about till you said it.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
No,
Dude, even I read that
I'm
one.
intrigued.
Oh, dude. I was
Yeah,
at work.
She
It
said
sucked.
she likes to jill off in front of the mirror.
Dude, she said
know-
everybody needs to. And
Does
she said
anybody
she
have any
is-
hidden cameras in that mirror?
Yeah.
Man.
I know the drone footage.
You know what? I don't know what it is about her.
I do.
I mean,
Yeah, big tits.
well, yeah, it's a big
She's
tits.
just hot, dude. She's just sexy.
I don't normally because she looks like she's
Yeah, she's-
really tired all the time.
She looks pouty.
Well,
I
well,
love
the
it.
thing is,
with
like,
those lips, yeah.
well,
I
like I told my sister because she because she was arguing with people. Like there was, of course, there's people like, oh, she looks weird, this and that.
Dude,
I said she just looks like she eats Xanax. Is really the thing.
that's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
but
Dude,
she
she's
looks like
so
she eats
fucking
Xanax.
hot.
the
dude.
life she's leading on the road and stuff, and she's
Look
probably
at-
not sleeping.
Dude,
and
look at those beautiful blue eyes.
I know,
those
she's-
beautiful lips. She's
not-
fucking beautiful. Fuck them people that say she's not. It's like if anybody told me Taylor Swift wasn't hot, fuck off. That bitch is fucking hot as fuck.
I still see Napoleon Dynamite. Sorry, in Taylor Swift's face. Which it's weird
That
because
doesn't mean she's
I still
not
find her.
hot.
I still
you didn't
find her
say
attractive.
she wasn't hot. Though.
I still find her attractive.
See?
Yes. I know it is
Revealing
about.
she likes to masturbate in front of the mirror. Either says
Yeah.
it's both hot and fosters raw,
Dude,
deep
I read
connection to
this and I was
herself.
at work. I'm like, fuck. If I had a car, I would go home right now.
That's kind of like we used to make fun of. It's like when Mike used to say it. It's like guys that think they're so hot that they actually masturbate to videos of themselves.
Yeah, masturbated video of themselves masturbating.
Yeah. And that's kind of what she's doing a little bit. But I don't care. I want to
Well,
see it.
Like
That's
I want a camera view behind the mirror through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
gotta
that's
happen. I
pretty
mean,
hot, man.
I'm just saying. I know she probably has an iPhone.
Dude,
It's probably on the cloud. She probably videotaped herself before.
Yeah, 4chan, where you at?
Why can't we get another iCloud leak like the Fappening a few years ago?
Yep.
I would have.
The Fappening was 10 years ago, actually.
I would have to seriously I mean, I would probably give up a lot to be in that room.
Yeah.
Or, you know, yeah.
Yep, I would.
I
think we
wouldn't-
all would.
I would be like, I don't need to do anything.
I mean, I don't know how many years.
I'm just gonna watch.
Eminem
once.
just had that guy do the guy that broke into his house just got some jail time and stuff.
Yeah.
I might risk that jail time, guys.
Yeah, right.
To break into her
Yeah,
house.
you just got a little bit of jail. Yeah, it wasn't even a lot, right?
I don't know exactly what it was.
Dude, I don't think it was a lot at all, really.
But if he he just reasoned with the judge, saying, "Judge, it's Billie Eilish.
I'd
I
be
really
like,
wanted to see her snatch." And
I'd
he'd
be like, what? You gonna
"All
put?
right, you're on probation."
If they put me in the county for
Just
like,
don't do it again.
if they were like county jail for a year, I'd be like, worth it.
no, when she gets all dolled up, she's something
Dude,
else.
She's amazingly beautiful.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That one's one of my favorites too.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's one where she keeps shaking her boobs. I've seen a few times.
Shake them.
Shake them. Like she's shaking them with her hands, though.
That one's fake.
That
right?
one's fake, yes.
Yeah, that's AI.
That's
Yeah.
not fake.
That's not.
That's
Maybe.
fake-ish.
That's fake.
It's
That
a-
middle part might be
it's-
fake.
Maybe they added a little to her.
They did.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
they faked her because yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, see? Uh-huh.
There.
Mm-hmm.
That's
There
fake.
you go.
That's fake.
You can go for it.
Anyways,
Anyway,
I would
I
risk
could
that
look
jail
at those
time.
all night, but yeah. Fuck yeah, why not? I could do it, man. I'll serve my fucking. I'll do 365 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, but
it's worth
with
it.
good behavior, I didn't know violent crime or nothing. I'll go be in like some work, like some work boot camp thingy for 8 months. and
Yeah, a
then-
little.
You won't
So
be
what?
like in a federal palm me in the ass prison or anything.
No, I'll be out cutting lawns and shit
Yeah.
for like 8 months.
Yeah.
True. It's good. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Jail time's not bad.
No.
You know who's getting some jail time? Florida
Hmm.
man and his wife.
What they do
For
now?
what?
So actually, it's more of the wife, and then she's trying to include the man in on this. Anyways, so this lady from Florida,
Florida.
Flow rider.
We already
she
know.
took scratch tickets from the lotto. Once you scratch, and they have prizes on it.
Yeah.
And what she did was she tried gluing parts of it together to make a the record scratch. Florida man. She took parts of random scratch off tickets, taped them together, and tried to pass it off as a winning ticket. And then signed it and tried to turn it into 3 different.
And it didn't work.
It didn't work. But
it-
here's the thing: she signed it and tried to turn it in. So therefore, if you read it, she perjured herself.
She did.
That's perjury. And then when they talked to her about it, she's like, "Oh, well, it got ripped up by one of the kids, and I was just trying to put it back together, and I didn't realize it was the wrong parts." Also,
I believe her.
and that was the thing, because the man wasn't necessarily involved. Like, he didn't have her tape and stuff. It was her idea, and she's like, "Yeah," and I just told this guy that I was going to put it back together. And then when they finally got her a break, she was like, "Yeah, I was going to take the money, and then my plan was to share it with him." So he got guilty by association because A, he was there, but he didn't participate. It was her, and she's going to share the money with him. So they're both getting in trouble. So Florida man didn't really do anything. It was Florida woman.
Well, he did do something. This is what he did. He fucked around with a dumb Florida whore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, he.
She literally
people.
literally thought it was a good enough job that she could pass it off.
Yeah.
And she took it to 3 separate stores, and all of them were like, no. And then one of them called the cops.
People.
Florida man.
Florida people are crazy.
I know. I just thought it was funny.
Not all of you.
It's funny
Just-
that really
just a really weird percentage of nut jobs there.
It's a perfect place for the new GTA game though.
it
It'll
is.
be awesome
Yeah.
Can't wait.
because it's wild.
Can't wait. But I just thought it was funny that this time it wasn't actually Florida man. It was
Yeah.
Florida woman.
Because
Getting Florida man in trouble.
Florida gives you all shades of crazy.
Yeah.
You get your you get the Cuban crazy.
Yep.
You get the Puerto Rican crazy. You get rednecks up in the Panhandle.
Uh-huh.
You get the whole gambit.
All of them.
Oh yeah.
Jews
get-
on the coast.
You honestly get rich
all
crazy.
crazy
yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's everything. Hulk Hogan lives there.
Yep.
All kinds of crazy people.
You ever seen those people live in Key West? They're crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy partiers.
Yeah. When you go from island to island on that bridge thing.
No, I don't, because I'm not doing that. Fuck that thing.
Yeah.
I'm never driving on that.
No?
Give me drugs. Mr. T, B.A. Baracus me every time you go on that
Yeah.
bridge. I do not care. I'm not doing it. I can see the water. Therefore, I will not do it.
Yeah.
I've seen True Lies. They blew that thing up really easily.
Yeah,
Okay?
or a fucking freighter could hit it.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Fuck this
10
shit.
years ago, one collapsed just randomly.
Yeah.
In Minnesota.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
Collapsed.
Gone.
A bridge?
Yeah.
Oh, the one I was like,
So wait, were we talking about all bridges?
oh, but no, I don't like
Any
bridges.
bridge that can happen on.
Right, but I mean,
personally don't like bridges over water.
Oh. What do you like them over troubled water?
I prefer them to be over no water.
Okay.
Troubled water would be even worse to me.
Okay.
I hate the Ambassador Bridge. I do it. I've done it. I hate the Mackinac Bridge. I'll never do it again.
Mackinac Bridge. Yeah.
That's a fucking death trap. I don't care what people say.
What about those?
The wind's up. You can't even go on it.
The Milwaukee, the new one, you can't really see the water from what my vantage point. I don't know. If I can see the water or hear the grate I'm driving on, no thanks.
There's a Milwaukee Bridge. I mean, the river's down there, but it's not like a massive, wide
Right.
river.
Right.
And actually, that might be the highest one too. Really,
It's really super high.
it's really super high.
But the freighters go through it and everything. But the river itself's not massive.
No. When we drove over the Chesapeake Bay, I couldn't see the water. That road was awesome.
Yeah, and the funny thing
It's
is,
just water. for you.
I think the Chesapeake.
The idea that I could end up in that water.
And
Yes.
it's interesting that you could handle that one, Brian, because of the Chesapeake Bay, like circuit, is like I think the longest bridge in the world.
Oh, we were over open water for like 5 whole miles. It wasn't even but it's just like it's a freeway bridge. It's cement and it's got the barriers on the side. You cannot see the water.
Mhm.
And that's why I didn't have a problem with it.
There you go.
I'm not a big fan of the Belle Isle Bridge.
That's a small,
but it's a small bridge.
You're not
I can deal
super
with
high
it.
on the area.
And you don't, I think it's a little. It's driving over the metal grates like an Ambassador and Mackinac Bridge. You can hear the road noise
Going into Ashland, Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't like that one either.
Yeah, I don't even know the name of that one.
No,
I think it's the Russell Bridge. I
it's
believe
the Russell Bridge. Yeah.
I was freaked out driving 94 across the Rouge River when I was little because when we first moved out to that side of town, that first Christmas, we were coming home from one of the grandmas, and we saw a car spin out, and it went off the side and down.
Oh, you mean like 94 right when you want? Yeah.
Well,
Before you get
so
to the
I
Pink
saw
Hotel?
that car, so that freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like the person was okay, like the car did go down into the embankment and everything, but it stopped. Like it stopped because there's like cement that goes down, like
Remember
right there before you get into the river.
Remember the Tacoma Narrows?
Oh yeah.
The wind just broke it apart.
I thought it was just somebody's bass noise from their car making that thing shake, or was that?
I believe that's the mini app. There was a
Like
Minneapolis one.
the base of the car made it.
there was a.
Dude.
I think it was a Pioneer or
Yeah.
somebody commercial.
That's controlled demo.
And this is completely irrational, but I used to hate when we'd go downtown because where 375 basically ends and takes you onto Jefferson.
Yeah.
I always
That
thought
curve.
that we were going to when 375 ended, if you didn't stop enough time, you were going to go into the river.
Right.
And the reason I thought that was because at that point, 88, 89, that fucking dude drove his whole family into the fucking river.
Fucking into the
It was
river.
all over the news.
Yeah.
He killed his entire family
Yep.
in the river
I
with the
remember.
station
And
wagon.
you
Yep.
thought it was like a common
The
thing.
family
Yeah.
truckster right into
Yep,
the river.
I remember it.
And
I
I-
was like 16 years old.
After that, I was like, oh, I was paranoid for years that we were going
Mhm.
to drive into the fucking river. And that's when it
Reasonable.
all started.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but that thing, and that guy looked so haunted afterwards. When the trial and everything. Remember, because they put him on trial for murder and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I cannot remember his name. I used to remember it, and now my memory's
Yeah,
gone.
because everybody died but him, right?
His whole family.
Yeah.
He killed his entire family. But he looked so haunted. His eyes were like sunken and stuff. I'm like, I just remember his haunting face.
Yeah.
And that was where my irrational fear came from.
That's not irrational.
It took I like even when I started driving, if I drove out that way, I would like I'd start panicking when we drove, and that was there was no way that thing nothing was gonna happen.
I
It's
remember,
so
like-
little. It's what you just drive
Funny
over
thing is that those little ponds and
just by the
stuff,
Frito Lay.
those little ponds
yeah,
and
okay,
stuff
that's what I thought.
by out in Sterling Heights, like by apartment complexes and stuff. Every now and then, someone will just drive in one, and just fucking flip their car, and it still happens.
Dumb.
It was August of '89. It was the Delisle family.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
John Delisle. Lawrence John Delisle. Larry Delisle. That's what they called him.
Yeah.
Larry.
Larold.
Larold.
That's funny. I did not know this, but this is from a couple weeks ago. Lawrence Delisle, dad who killed his kids by driving into the Detroit River, could be freed.
Oh wow, there he is.
For real?
Yeah.
Looks kind of like White Boy Rick a little bit.
He only killed his kids. His wife lived.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Suzanne, right?
Yep.
I remember now. I was starting to remember shit.
She tried to grab the wheel from him, but she wasn't able to do so. They were able to escape, but all four of their children stayed trapped inside and drowned. She divorced him after the trial and later
Why?
remarried.
Why did she divorce him?
Oh,
She remarried?
yeah.
Yeah, that's so bad. That's bad.
She
Yeah.
should be in jail all these years for doing something like that.
She drove him nuts.
He said a cramp in his right leg forced him to accelerate.
I'm here to drive my radio.
And that was in Wyandotte. That wasn't even downtown.
I'm here to drive into the river that is Radio Underground.
You should.
What's up, man?
Into the river
Yes.
below.
What happened to all the other? Is he the only one that's
Mike canceled.
Well, I went to
Oh,
a different. I went to. Well, if you leave the page and come back, all the.
Oh, yeah,
It's all
because there
gone.
hadn't been one in a while. So,
No, yeah, there were some that. Well, we probably haven't had one in a while, but
yeah, Joseph was the last one. That was a while ago.
He's going to appear before the Michigan Parole Board for a clemency plea. Well, this is a couple weeks ago. I don't know if he got it or not.
Clemency plea.
Yep. But he got 5 life terms. So to me, that means he shouldn't ever leave ever.
no.
Welcome to the river. Premise line.
Welcome to the river.
Take me to the river.
So he did his plea, but they haven't made a decision yet. It takes a little while.
I have a decision.
In this river.
5 life
In this
sentences,
river.
motherfucker. 5 life sentences. You don't get out. Fuck you.
This Michigan judge said he's a mass murderer.
He is a mass murderer. He killed his fucking kids, all of them.
Bury him
That
under
dude
the
should
prison.
never fucking get out of prison. Yeah.
Huh.
How old is he now?
63.
I was gonna say I knew he wasn't that old because he was young when he did that shit.
Yep. Judge Robert Colombo, the judge who presided over his original case, said that the jury made the right decision the first time.
Great song.
It makes me like, I can't like.
How do you make a song about Dimebag when you're a great guitar player yourself and fumble it and make it
I
bad?
don't, because he made it. He tried to make November Rain, and it's what
Did
the
that
piano
hurt?
and shit.
That hurt.
Then he does this lead that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like
So
play the
I'm,
lead.
I'm just not like a fan of his voice, man.
And here's the lead. It's a super slow song. It's a slow song. He's doing the lead like ungodly fast.
It's so bad. I hate that song. I've always.
It's a
hated
bad song.
It.
really bad.
I hate the video too, where it's like
I love what it's
like,
about.
Shows them hanging out when they're like kids or something.
like 9,
yeah.
They didn't grow up together.
and they both have like they have kids that have wigs on them, and they also run and they jump into the river off the cliff.
It's just a
what the
terrible
fuck is
video.
this?
It's a terrible song.
He did it so later he could get into the reunion band.
Yeah, now
you
he's
can
in.
do it when you are the Wish version known as Penny Pouch. What? Oh, I get it. Instead of, no, I don't get it.
No.
I'm lost on
You
that
could
one.
do it when you're in the wish.
Sometimes people do that. They're like good.
Oh,
song.
Dimebag.
Oh, dime bag.
Penny Pouch. Yeah.
Oh. I forgot what we were talking about.
It's like some
That's
songwriters that do a song about their buddy or something, and sometimes it's just not great.
Yeah.
No.
You know.
But Pantera, they Hollow
Yeah.
on Vulgar Display, the last song. It's like really starts off really slow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
But
a pretty decent song.
It's a
though.
good song.
Yeah.
A really good song. But yeah, when they go bad, they go really bad.
Yeah.
You know.
It's-
Well, like forever, people thought that Fade to Black was like some. It's really about something to do with being on the road, really.
Yeah.
But people thought that he wrote like, oh, they were when I was a kid, they were like, oh, he wrote it about some friend of his who killed himself. I'm like, really? I never heard that.
I remember
Oh, man.
the Mr. Show sketch about the kid that tried to kill himself.
Yeah.
And then they keep the song "Try Again, Try
'Cause
Again."
it was just-
Then we get trying to make him kill himself.
It was like David Cross's head and then like a stick figure body. It looked like French fries almost. It was so bad. He jumped into a vat of acid to kill
and
himself.
he lived, so
And
they
he
wthat
lived.
the song "Try Again."
Because he looked so bad. they
All
wanted-
that was left was some bones.
yeah. Oh my God. It was bad.
And Brian Posehn was just standing there like,
Yeah. It was really bad. And I can't, what are they called? Like, what was the name of the band?
I forgot.
Titanica.
Titanic.
Yep. Titanica.
Mr. Show was
so
hilarious.
fucking funny.
Remember
And
that?
that's what his body looked like afterwards.
It's so fucking
Right.
So they basically wanted him to try killing himself again. And then at the end he did. In memory of Adam Jimmy, you finally made it. Now make God rock.
Yeah. That
It's so messed up.
the Vietnam spoof of "Hell in a Handbasket."
Oh yeah.
Because that's where I saw God, and I laughed at his fucking face. He's doing his own narration to it. It's so
There's this
Dude, I forgot how funny it was.
there's a Mr. Show sketch about writing about someone who dies. Yeah. Mr. Show was some of the bag hutch is one of my favorite things ever.
Or the sketch about, okay, this is not live, so don't call about today's show
Yeah.
when we're recording for next week. People kept calling for the wrong
Yeah, the wrong show.
show because they weren't live.
Or the two guys who were arguing at the bar and they kept on trying to one up each other. So David Cross said something to him. He's like, yeah, I hate you so much. I'm going to marry you and make your life living hell. And they're basically talking shit at each other. And they end up getting married and moving in with each other. And all they do is talk shit at each other for like 40 years.
Yeah.
And then David Cross dies. And he's like, Bob Odenkirk's like, fucker. fucker. Like, where are you at, fucker?
Yeah, where you
He
at?
basically they just married each other and lived with each other and hung out with each other just to spite each other for 40 years, and neither one of them would back down.
They just wouldn't let up.
They would not let up.
I
And they're all
remember that
old and
sketch, too.
stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
that was the same episode as Must Maynard Nays. It was a
Must
combination.
Maynard,
It
yes,
was
I remember
basically
that one, too.
striped yellow and white.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And
Dude, I'm gonna have to watch some of that.
cock ring warehouse.
Can you find that anywhere?
I think it's on the Max. On Max.
On
Which is
Max?
like the HBO app now. It's just Max,
Max.
now. That's what
It's
they call
just-
the app.
Try
Yeah.
'Cause it's not just
again.
They bought
HBO.
Cinemax,
Try
dude.
again.
Well, they're
had the
going
same-
Cinemax forever.
Try Again had
Oh.
the same beat as Enter Sandman.
I did. The show is great.
Yeah.
I love Mr. Show.
You need to try again. Try again.
There was a lot of good shows back then, man.
Well, that's where we got Tenacious D from.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, right after Mr. Show, all of a sudden one night there was this brand new thing called Tenacious D.
Yeah.
You
They'd
had, a
been
lot,
on
you had a
stuff.
lot of stuff in that era that was all good.
And
That-
I mean,
yeah,
obviously,
just- well, I
Tenacious
mean,
D
The
changed.
State was
Like,
great.
there was
Oh, yeah, I
always
love the State.
there was always something different after South Park. I mean, that's why I find like they had some good shows that just didn't fucking. I mean, because it's South Park. Chappelle made it. You know, not very many did.
Well, I mean,
You know, there's that 10-30 slot was.
not many shows changed lives like Tenacious D did.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
heard that Comedy Central, most of the people there too, they didn't get treated. You don't get treated very well. It's kind
No.
of a
No, it
shitty
totally.
deal.
It used to be great. They
And-
used to be like really good to their people,
Well, then with
but then they went corporate.
Viacom owned them.
Yeah,
It was-
Viacom owned them. That was it. It
That's
was
the same ones that
over.
own
Then it
like
became shit.
that's
Yeah.
Paramount, that's
Yeah,
MTV and
because-
VH1.
Again, going back to that Ari Shafir, he had a show on there that was fucking really good, but they wanted him to do it a specific way, and he said, "No, fuck you."
Well, I mean, we had David Tell's show for a little while, but
Yeah.
that,
Insomniac.
Insomniac was
I used
great.
to love
Well,
Insomniac.
Yeah.
he stopped doing that because it was getting to be too much for him.
It was a
Well,
lot.
he's
He's been
drinking
so-
every night.
He's
yeah.
been sober like a long time now, like quite
mean,
some time.
and before I hear, you guys told me that he's funnier sober.
He is out. He's insanely funny, like way funnier than ever. It's crazy because like his head's clear.
yeah.
I heard
And
of
so like he just reads newspapers every day. He reads a bunch of different newspapers every day, and he's always writing new material.
Learns to play the
And he
flute.
goes and shows up at little places, and at like the last person at the end of the night, he goes and does his gigs.
There's one brief moment where I like felt really bad for him when he went back home to New York because
Yeah.
like I'm gonna go to my apartment because it was a different version of Insomniac. He's home.
Yeah,
So and then he after doing his night owl thing in New York, he goes back to his apartment, and I swear to God, it's like the whole apartment's one of them studio ones. It's like big as this room,
Oh yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
got like a little corner where he slept. I'm like, dude,
Yep.
it's so expensive living there.
So
Because he was
expensive.
a pretty big name comic, you know,
Yeah.
and like that's all he could fucking afford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God Almighty. But he's doing better now.
He is. I'm glad David Tell is sober, but I like his joke. I did drugs way back.
Well, he's
Over
backstage.
there.
Yeah.
That's funny. He was funny.
Oh,
He is
dude,
funny.
he's hilarious.
David Tell
dude.
was the first white man to perform on Def Comedy Jam too.
I'd
Yeah.
heard that before. Yeah.
He was just on Rogan not that long ago with a buddy of his.
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy's name. Ian something. They're pretty funny. But yeah, like he still has he still uses a flip phone.
Does he?
Oh, really?
He's like, I have an iPhone that I use for like in my internet and email and stuff, but I don't carry it. He's only carries a flip phone, and he's like, he goes, wait, so send me a text. And Rogan's like, send me a text, and he's like, he goes, did you just like click that 3 times?
I miss my flip phone too, man.
Ian
wish I had it.
Fidance.
Yes, that's it. He's
That's
funny.
his opener on the road.
Yeah, he's funny as fuck, dude.
I used to love that theme song at the last line. Kick the Sandman in the sack, stay up late.
Yeah.
Insomniac.
Yeah,
Yep.
Awesome.
yeah, it was a good show.
I love that show.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah.
if you can.
I liked the Man Show when it first started too.
The first,
They had, dude, they were cutting edge, man.
the
Look
first
back at that
incarnation was
shit.
okay when they went to the
Yeah.
near the end of their term, and then the next guys.
No, you know, yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny because like I've watched Rogan and Stanhope together, and when they talk about when they did,
Yeah.
you know, they're like, yeah, look, we had ideas, but they didn't want us to do a
No.
lot of shit.
That was part of the problem.
You
They
know,
want to do.
He's
you know,
like, they start going corporate, and that's why we're just like, fuck it, we're out of here, you know.
Yeah. I wonder
And,
if any of that stuff's on Paramount Plus.
I
Should
don't
check
know.
it out.
I don't know.
Most of the Comedy Central stuff is. It's either on that or Max. But let's look into that.
But yeah, like they used to do Comedy Central Presents.
Mhm.
Like that was a good place to get. They stopped doing them, you
Yep.
know. And then they wanted everybody to. They started telling everybody to church it up, and they're like, nope, you know.
Actually, because Comedy Central Presents was the first place I actually ever saw Tenacious D. They were on. It wasn't Comedy Central Presents. It was one of the shows like that though. But they used to have all those random shows.
Yeah.
And they were on it, and they did a couple songs. They did the first incarnation of Tribute and some other stuff. And it was like, they're pretty funny.
Comedy Central was great, man. When it
was.
started, that first decade probably, they were gangster. They were fucking like mavericks. They did like whatever they wanted. They took it to the edge, and that's why South Park can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
Premium
Blend.
Blend.
Yep. Love Premium Blend. And then I don't know if that was the case or not with Drunk History.
Oh yeah, it was
But
so
Drunk
good.
History was actually after that corporate stuff started, but they still got they did whatever they wanted basically.
Well, yeah, drunk history. Like, see, but that's what I mean. Like the corporate bought them, but they didn't. It's just like anything when they do a takeover.
Yeah.
Nobody comes in at first. They just let it keep doing its thing. They let everybody think everything's all right.
And then
Then they start putting start putting little policies in. Then they start sending their management in. Then they micromanage. Then they piss off people. And then the people who leave, they don't give a fuck. Then they just find other people who will just put up with their bullshit.
when they stopped Drunk History, it was like they're like
Yeah, that shit was great.
Derek was like already developing the next season, and all of a sudden they're like, well, we're not gonna bring it back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was the new president or whatever
it
just
was so
started cutting
good.
everybody. He started cutting all the fat.
Yeah.
Speaking of fat, you know who's not fat?
Tucker.
Tucker Gott.
No,
I don't think everybody's familiar with Tucker Gott.
he's the
Tucker didn't
paramotor.
got fat.
We talked about him way back early on the show,
Yeah.
Very, very early in our
I forgot
show.
about him.
but he if you haven't seen Tucker Gott, check out his YouTube channel,
It's paramotor guy.
Paramotor. He flies around shit.
It's basically a parachute with a fucking weed whacker motor.
Yeah, with the
He
big
fly
fan
around.
on his back. It's
He's still around.
he flies all over the place. I mean, he was one video he was flying at 17,000 feet.
And when we first watched him, he was just a little skinny kid.
Yep.
Then his woman left him. Then New Jersey changed their laws on paramotor, and now I haven't seen anything from him for years. Now my sister tells me he's put on 21 pounds of muscle, and he's in Arizona, flying around out west, which is probably a lot better for him.
It's one of like your pond builder people. All of a sudden it's a rabbit hole you're gonna fall down. If you haven't watched his stuff before, all of a sudden you can start watching his stuff and seeing some of the places he's going. It's insane. I mean, he flies everywhere.
He flies like right next to cliff faces, and
Yeah.
It's pretty. You wouldn't think you would like it, but it's something like, well, why the hell would I want to watch it? I think you do want to watch it.
And the next thing you know, you've watched 4 half-hour videos that you didn't expect to watch.
I didn't want that video to stop.
No, it's cool shit.
I was digging it.
Because you're seeing everything at a completely different
Yeah.
perspective.
I was digging it.
The coolest video he ever did was in the salt flats.
Oh yeah.
And he's in the salt
Yeah.
flats, and you can see planes off in the distance. I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking badass.
He did one, and he was like flying around. He's like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna land here." And he basically had to avoid power lines. Came down, landed across the street from a gas station, and like walked over there to get some snacks and stuff. And people were like looking at him like, "What the hell?"
What the hell are you doing, dude?
And then he like goes back across and takes off. But he's better
That's
off.
the one I remember.
He's better off in a place like Arizona because a lot of those outlying areas, there's no power lines and stuff. There's
Yeah.
nothing going on. You know.
In New Jersey, you're not allowed to pump your own gas.
No.
Yeah.
You have to let somebody else
It's
do
all
it.
full
Yeah.
serve.
He said, so this was nice because I could put out it was something we take for granted. He's like, I could put in the gas amount exact that I want. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's really weird that
Not
you
in
can't
Jersey.
do that. Yeah.
I remember Frank was the first one to ever tell me about that.
Yeah,
when he was living-
so that's what I told Kate.
Yeah. He told us about that. I'm like, you're full of shit. You're a fucking lie. I never said that to him, but I was,
Yeah.
and he was absolutely right. And they tried to pass a law to change it last year, and it got voted down. I don't know how it got voted down.
They're just trying to keep
To
people
what?
employed.
Where they wanted to change it where you don't have to do full service.
Oh, in Jersey?
Yeah,
Oh,
and it did not pass.
dude, the people in Jersey probably don't want that. They probably love that getting their gas.
But they
pumped.
charge you more. It's not.
Well,
you're paying more.
They're
for
trying to
full
keep
service.
people employed.
And I get
think,
it.
But
I
it's
get it.
still, But to me, it's still I don't know. You should be able to pump your own fucking gas.
Yep.
That's retarded.
I know.
That one at Ross and Mac, I think it was.
I don't even know
Shell.
anybody that has full service around here now.
That one still
Does anyone even
does.
have it?
Ross and Mac.
I think it's Ross and Mac.
Might be.
It's right in Grosse Pointe. It used to be a mobile. I think it's still a mobile. But yeah, they pump all the rich people's gas. Yeah, if you want your gas pumped,
Maybe. I'm not
they used
familiar
to
with that one.
they used to not even charge the people extra back in the day.
I mean, it's not much. It's like, what is the full service used to be like 10 cents extra a gallon? Is what it was.
Yeah. When I was doing it, it was like 30 cents.
Oh, was it? Fuck that shit.
It was like 30 cents more.
Oh yeah, I worked with you for a while doing that.
Yeah. It
I'll
was
look
like,
at my Costco gas.
Remember that
sorry.
chick that had that old car that had no shocks? It was
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you just did that.
But
Yeah.
the one thing though was like back then the grades of gas only changed about 10 cents a gallon. Now they charge you whatever the fuck they want. They charge $1 more for premium.
Yep.
They don't,
Yep.
Nobody, nobody's telling them
What to do?
Remember when $20 give me a full tank and I have money left for McDonald's? Yeah, that's true.
Dude, 2003, man. 2003 when I was delivering pizzas and gas was 98 cents a gallon almost all that summer.
Somebody brought that up on Reddit earlier today, in fact, and they showed a picture of the gas by their house, and they were local. They were obviously from Michigan too. And they started driving in 2001, so they got their license, and it was $1.19.
Yeah. Yep.
But
But yeah,
it
like
was $1.29 for premium.
it dropped like for in 2003 it dropped again and it was like 90, you were getting it for like 97
Yeah.
to 99 cents, and I was getting $1 per delivery from Jets,
Perfect.
and I had the
Amazing.
Ranger, and I had the driver's or the passenger seat out of it, and I built like a little thing, and I could take like 5 deliveries at once,
Nice.
and I was
Amazing.
faster than everybody, and like people were getting pissed off. They're like,
Oh.
why do they keep giving this dude all the hours? I'm like, because I'm fucking bad.
Well,
Dude, I was making like $1,000 a week in tips at that place.
insane.
Plus, I got cash from them.
Well-
I got $1 for gas. I got like, it was the delivery. I got the delivery and like $1 for gas,
Nice.
and then got like
Good
minimum
tips.
wage.
Oh,
check.
yeah, I got
And
you.
I got like a minimum wage check, and I'd wash dishes if I was in there, but I was never in there because they
Never.
would always send me out.
5
Like,
deliveries at a time.
Yeah, they would only have just me until like it got really busy. You know, they would have me like for 4 or 5 hours, and then they'd have those guys on like 2 or 3 hours. Like, I don't know. I guess you gotta be fast.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you gotta be fast.
I only got one more thing,
I knew the area.
Yeah.
and I wanted to bring this up real quick
Go ahead.
because you guys have watched movies before, right?
Yeah.
One or two.
One or two. Movie villains. Like, who do you think of when people say movie villains? What characters do you think of? Who's the greatest villains in all movies? Like,
Usually like the Joker's always
Joker's
good.
bad,
Mhm.
Darth Vader,
Yeah.
or the Emperor from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sauron.
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 Khan.
Khan. Yeah,
Khan,
Khan's
yeah,
a good
Billy
one. Fuck, I didn't even
Blanks.
think about Khan.
Khan.
Or there might be a group of people that always seem like the
Mm.
bad guys, but maybe they're not, like the Klingons and stuff.
Yeah.
They are, but they aren't, They're bad guys, but maybe not all of them.
Yeah.
Drexel.
Drexel, yeah.
True Romance.
Drexel's bad. There's always
You're right,
bad
they
people.
did not want it enough.
Who, to you, is the greatest villain in all movies? That you just who do you think of, and when do you think of the worst villains? Is it the general from Rambo 4?
He's got to be the worst.
Because he's just killing people and
Well, the thing is, like,
he's a
you can't-
pedophile too.
You have to make it someone that you wanted to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, because if you make it who you like,
Yeah,
then
'cause-
it's not really a villain.
Because I like Khan, but
Yeah. But
Yeah,
Khan's
you know.
all right.
yeah.
Khan's
And
just
I
trying
love the
to,
way he talks. What kind
Yeah,
of month above?
but really Khan was just trying to create a race of super people based on his own physiology.
Yes.
yeah.
That's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
No, I get it.
Right.
And
But no, I'm gonna,
as happens.
I was trying to think of the Mad Max movies. I was trying to think of these movies with the really bad people.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung, he's really bad.
Yeah.
Yep. See, who's the fucking bad guy from Big Trouble? Lopan.
Yeah.
Lopan, yeah.
Lopan is bad guy.
Asians.
See,
I think
think
they
of,
were
like, you have to
Asian.
pick a guy that has no redeeming qualities and you don't see it their way at all.
I think I could.
That's
beat it.
hard to, because
And I stole this from the internet.
every bad guy has a speech where you're like, wait, he's not wrong.
What he's monologue? Yeah. Samuel. Have you ever seen The Kingsman? Samuel. it's the spy movie, but it's like over the top spy stuff. Samuel L.
Yeah.
Jackson's a bad guy. He's like, we need to take out half the people on Earth in order for the Earth to survive because this and this and this. And you're like, holy shit, the dude's right.
Mhm.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
He's crazy,
Yeah.
but he makes sense. So he's like exploding people's heads. Basically, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. That's
He's going to take out half,
so that's not cool to do it that
but he's
way.
going to, but he's keeping all the top scientists and all the and people of influence. Unfortunately, it's not always just. But he's
That will be the death of him.
well, it didn't work out in the end.
Yes, because they don't know how to do anything.
It's almost like a over the top James Bond inspired spy thing, but their gadgets are wackier and everything. It's pretty. It's if you've never seen the first Kingsman movie, you're missing out. It's fucking fantastic.
the Kingsman.
Kingsman.
That's what this is.
Taron Egerton is the kid, the spy kid. Colin Firth is in it. Samuel L. Jackson,
Okay.
bunch of people. It's really fantastic. I love
Okay.
it. It's so much fun.
All right.
But no, I'm gonna say this, and I kind of borrowed this from the internet. I didn't come up with
Jaws
this.
was a dick.
Jaws is a dick,
Yeah, he's an asshole.
but this one
About Orca.
I think this one will
Orca
win.
as well. Well, no, Orca was a bad guy that you kind of understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't
They
understand.
killed his
him.
wife and
right.
kid, man.
He
He
did, it's
fucked
true.
up. He fucked up, and he made him pay.
and it is. He's right. It
But
is-
Jaws was just no reason, man.
It is loosely based on Arthurian lore.
Jaws just wanted to kill people because he was
Yeah.
a fucking dick.
I love the Kingsman almost as much as I love Speed Racer and Tubi TV. Anyways, Tubi TV, check it out.
Yeah, I've heard.
No, I'm gonna and again. I borrowed this from somebody on Reddit, but I kind of agree with them the more I think about it. The biggest villain in all movies is Jenny from Forrest Gump. She played that retard so much.
And she did. Yeah. Well, she used him.
She used him. She played him.
She doesn't- she
got
doesn't
knocked
come-
up by him because that way she got someone to support
She
that kid.
exposed him to a disease.
Yep. He didn't get it. Luckily,
She didn't come back until she was already fucking ran through in a
Yep.
whore. Total
Call-
ran through
also,
hoe.
hey, I'm just gonna call my buddy Forrest. Blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, by the way, this kid's yours. I need you to take care of him. And he did, of course. 'Cause he's
Deadbeat
Forrest Gump.
mom because she's dying.
I mean, basically, she played with his emotions for 30 fucking years. You think about it. Think about it.
Yeah,
Fucking
retarded
cock tease.
person.
Fucking cock tease.
Cock teasing
From the time they were kids
a handicap guy.
to the day she died.
But
I know I
she,
felt bad for her. She had some,
she protected him.
I mean,
did she?
She protected him from kids at school.
That was
That's why she taught him to run.
She did teach him to run, but all she did was teach him to run away from
I'll
problems.
give her a
facing
little. I'll
those
give her a
problems.
little bit credit for being messed up because, like, she had dad.
Dude,
abused
she had a
her.
fucked up family.
No, I get that. So I get that, but
But yeah, she's still a villain.
she's still a villain.
Doesn't matter
Okay.
what makes you. Villains are almost always made, not born.
Yep.
As we know.
Yep.
Like
Did she caused them to do vandalism because they were throwing rocks at her old house where she got, molested and stuff. I get that.
Bill Gates was a good guy till they hit him in the face with a pie. Now he wants to control us all.
Right.
Ford Forrest knew what love was, but not what a red flag was. See that red flag, Forrest?
No,
Don't go
yeah.
there.
Right.
I remember.
But you know what? I will say this for her too. She taught him how to run. She gave him a college career
Yeah.
where he got a degree,
Dude,
and she saved his
he
life in
owned Bubba
Vietnam.
Gump Shrimp.
and she saved his life in Vietnam because he just ran away.
Yeah.
But then again,
I just did what you told me.
what does that teach you about life? You got to run away from conflict? I
Well,
don't think so.
He wasn't a smart man, but
Lot
he
of-
knew what love is.
A lot of mixed messages from Jenny. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
well,
lot.
she first of all, hold on.
Let
Let's
him
let's
on.
not forget what Jenny is.
Yeah.
She's a broad,
Good point.
and they're all crazy. It's just the
They
level
are.
of crazy you're willing to deal with.
Yep.
If you have a very less crazy, they're a lot easier to deal with. But
Yep.
maybe you like a little crazy. Now, Forrest was kind of retarded before.
He's
This was all right. We'll use different words now, but
No, they
We're
call him
gonna-
special at one point in the movie
yeah,
too.
but we're gonna call him what he was. He was retarded,
Yeah.
Yep.
just a little bit.
No one doctor.
He just had a little retarded. But so that was the only woman he ever loved, and that was it.
Yeah.
And
But was
then-
that because she was the only one who actually talked to him like a normal person?
Yeah, I guess, but she let him touch her boob when she was in college.
That's true.
And he came.
Because remember when him and Uncle Dan, Lieutenant Dan hooked up with the whores at
Yeah,
New Year's
he
party?
didn't like her because she tasted
She
like
put-
cigarettes.
And she's like, yeah, she
What are you,
pushed him off.
stupid? What are you, a freak?
Yep.
I'll give Jenny credit for one thing.
Yep.
She was in fact a Southern renegade. She's from the South. She used a guy that became a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, for her
Yeah.
own gain.
he named what 7 boats after her.
That's true.
So Jenny was a Southern renegade.
Forrest taught. Wait,
a rebel flag.
Forrest taught you
nightmare.
that if you just do what you're told, you'll be incredibly
Yeah.
successful.
yeah, that's true. He also lucked out.
Yeah.
That hurricane really saved him.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah. But also, County of Greenbow gave him a fine job. He liked it so
Yeah,
much.
he did
it for free.
I watched
You've literally quoted half the movie already.
Dude, that is my favorite movie.
Oh, I love
of all
Forrest Gump.
time.
Don't get me wrong. It's
my
30,
favorite movie.
I watched an
30
interview
years.
with Gary
I know.
Sinise talking about his son. My God, that was crushing.
Oh my God!
it was
Yeah,
one of the worst things ever.
What's
seen.
that?
his son died.
Gary
recently.
Sinise's son.
Oh,
he's got-
goddamn. Are you
got
serious?
Really sick with cancer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It was.
And it was fucking horrible to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Damn, how old is this kid? Pretty young?
30 years.
Yeah,
I was going to say, now you're not very old.
He's not very old. No.
and Gary Sinise is one of those guys who's one of as
it's
far
one
as
of
you
the
know,
worst things I ever watched. Put it that way.
From what everybody says, he's one of the nicest guys you ever meet. I mean, he's
Yeah.
always been. He's helped out.
He's very humble. He's very generous.
Very generous with like veterans and
yeah,
other
And
stuff.
he kept it together the whole interview, talking about he's very matter of fact. So
I don't
know how he did.
I don't
but
either.
He did.
Maybe I don't know how long it took for the progression of the disease and everything. Maybe it was something again, you never prepare for it completely,
No, but
but at least it's not an unexpected thing.
It was horribly sad.
Yeah.
You know what
I'll
a
have
nice
to not
person
watch
he is.
that.
Yeah.
I will have to not watch
I'll have
that.
to just completely skip that.
It's one of the ones.
But I might have to watch it.
It was the worst thing I watched since the documentary on Andy Whitfield.
Oh God, yeah,
That was bad too.
that was Spartacus.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
So-
bad. That was so bad.
I remember watching
His
that.
was so quick and
yeah,
unexpected.
because I think it seemed to me that like they were trying to do a documentary on him beating cancer.
Yeah.
because he got or just going through it, and he got one of the ones that was highly treatable. He got it early. Everything was supposed to work, but his body did not respond to treatment.
Nope.
Whatsoever.
Nothing.
It's like they were doing nothing.
It was.
It had treatment resistant.
That's a lot. That's what a lot of people don't realize when people don't get it. A lot of times it's not. It is that they can't be treated.
Yeah,
their body doesn't
Respond.
respond. Yeah, I mean, not everything's gonna work for everybody. I mean,
Or sometimes they just can't handle the treatment at
Yeah.
all. It just fucks their heart up.
yeah,
And like my coworker, his dad had a heart attack because of just rounds. He was older, obviously.
Yeah.
Just rounds of.
yeah, it's hard.
He didn't have cancer no more.
Yeah.
Just done. He beat it, but he just dropped. Just it was too much.
Yeah, well,
He's older.
There was a guy in France that I watched a bunch of his YouTube videos after I got out of the hospital, and he had stage 4 colon cancer,
Yeah.
and
rough.
he was like 38 years old or something like that, and he fasted for like 72 days.
Wow.
All he had was like this IV for like 72 days, and he was really sick.
Cole
but
Robinson would have fucking.
his body ate the fucking tumor completely.
That's insane.
It was gone. He has 0 fucking cancer,
You probably use CBD oil.
but it killed. It like fucking
Well-
took. Do you know? Thank you, cuz. You know that it did a lot of damage to his body, I'm sure, for a small period of time, because it took a long time to come back from it. But when he came back from it, like, he was good to go.
Now they one guy, he's fucking hilarious storyteller. I've talked about him, Greg Valentino.
Yeah.
He beat throat cancer and still talks and everything. His voice is good. He has a scar here, but he got it early enough, and Greg's doing well. He's a fucking hilarious guy. But he's on YouTube if you guys want to check him out. But he was talking about, because he was a bodybuilder, so he took steroids, HGH, all that.
Yeah.
And his doctor said, you can take the testosterone because he's on TRT because he fucked his normal levels up doing steroids when he was young.
Right.
His doctor said, do not take HGH ever again, because that will that's like pouring kerosene on a fire.
Yeah.
HGH will make cancer.
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
You don't want to put you don't want to be in a state where you're growing at all.
Well, that was the
That's why a lot of bodybuilders get cancer, by the way.
the same thing with back in the day with the stem cells,
Yeah.
and Bush wouldn't. He didn't.
Want to fund it?
He
or
didn't
whatever.
ban it. He just said, "I'm not funding it with federal tax dollars." But what they found out, private dollars did. What they found out with embryonic stem cells, before birth, was that they caused a lot of tumors because the stem cells, they don't have like any specific thing they're going to be at that point. But
so just all the cells.
the
are
one
going
thing they
berserk.
want to be is a fucking baby. The one thing they do want to be is all be a baby. So they act weird when you inject them into other things.
A formed person.
Right. So it was causing a lot of tumors. But once the baby was born, the stem cells left over in the umbilical cord, those they call adult stem cells. But really what they are is they're just stem cells left over from the birth. And that's what they use.
And that's the Goldilocks
That's
zone.
the fucking shit. That's the golden ticket, baby.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's the fucking shiznit.
Yeah. But I'm like you guys. I try not to watch stuff. I try not to watch gore. I try not to watch stuff that depresses me.
I don't watch any anymore.
Yeah,
I don't like gore
The
anyway.
Sinise thing, for some reason, came up.
I watch stuff like that. Like, I'm going to watch it because this kid had cancer too, and I just want to see, like, I'm going to watch it. But, like, I'm when it comes to, like, empathetic or sympathetic type things, I mean, that I'll watch. But I try not to watch anything horrible or violent. I just don't want it in my brain.
Yeah,
my brain's got enough fucking shit in it. And it's
Yeah.
still trying to figure out 35 years of malt, hops, and barley.
Or you'll see a new video of somebody, hey, I'm doing real well with my treatments, and you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then you didn't realize, oh wait, this is an old channel, and he hasn't made a
Yeah.
video in 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, that's not funny, but it's ironic.
Brian's laughing. You died.
I mean, it's not funny in a funny sense. It's just it's ironic that
Yeah.
it finally dawns on you, like, oh, wait a second.
Well, there's this one, like, this is when my mom passed away. I was like kind of looking about people with COPD. I don't know. I went on a thing. I was just curious about what it done to other people. And this one guy had a channel, and he was like living with COPD, but he says he reversed much of it and slowed it down where he didn't need oxy for, like, it was 5 years in. But I noticed that he hadn't made a video in like 3 years. He's like, everyone's like, oh, you beat it, you're doing great, this thing. But I did notice, though, he put on the comment, it's him replying. He goes, no, I ain't dead. I just don't do videos anymore.
Okay.
Right.
But, like, people all just say, got him. He's made all these videos about how he beat it. He's like,
Jesus Christ, people are horrible.
and he's like, no, I just don't do videos anymore.
Right.
You can go on my Facebook and see that I'm alive. I just don't do videos anymore.
Because I agree, like, gory horror films are mostly that to me the same way. I'm just talking about, like, real life. Like, there's a lot of violent shit on fucking social media.
Talking
and I
about
can't watch
cartel
it.
stuff or something like that.
I don't watch any of that shit, dude.
No.
Like, somebody sent me something. It was a few years ago. Somebody sent me something and, like, sent it to me like it was cool or something. And it was a bunch of fucking people with fucking beheaded. I was like, dude, what? I go, I was just like, don't ever send me anything like that again, or I will block you on my phone.
Yeah, I've seen.
I watch the gory horror films with the kids because now my kids are finally into that stuff.
Yeah, well, that stuff is. I'm not talking about entertainment.
I like them with a little comedy.
Yeah.
Though. I don't like stuff that's like just that stuff.
I'm talking about online gore.
Yeah.
Real. Fucking
like
Israel
real
versus
shit.
Palestine.
Yeah,
and
fuck all that. I'm not watching any
Ukraine,
of it.
and I don't want to see that.
No.
shit.
Yeah.
Also, cuz have you seen Ready or Not? That's a pretty good movie. It's a horror movie. It's pretty
Is
cool.
that new?
It's 3 or 4 years old.
Oh.
But it's kind of a
Yeah, like
comedy.
I
It's
don't
got some
like
funny parts.
I don't like a lot of the like
I do like leg breaks.
Saw shit
Sorry.
like that.
Yeah,
I don't.
Sid.
Yeah,
I
but I like the cheesy one.
I said okay. I'm lying. I just don't like seeing people die. I do like seeing them try to make jumps they can't make in their legs.
That's
snap.
funny.
I
Check
do
out
like
Ready or
that.
Not. It's got some pretty good people in the cast. It's a good movie.
I do like sometimes when people fall on skateboards and shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Not real bad
not like
ones.
nutbuster shots though, because that just hurts.
Yeah,
Remember
not
that-
real bad ones, but
that-
sometimes.
My favorite one ever is that guy that's way too old to be doing a bike ramp, and he tries to go, and he hits his back, goes
Yeah.
his back.
Or like
My bad.
anytime anybody on a rope swing into the water,
Those are.
I'll
good.
watch those any day, all day. Those
Yeah.
are greatest.
Um,
Those are fun.
I actually, I did have one more quick thing I forgot about. I sent you a picture, Mike, the other day of someone, and you guessed who it was right away in this picture. and it was your uncle.
Yeah.
So recently, Ancestry has started adding more high school yearbooks to their collection of stuff you can use for genealogy research, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I found a picture of your uncle. I also found your dad's high school picture. And because he went to school out here,
Yeah.
you know? But I was showing it to somebody at work, and they're like, "Oh, can you find mine?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I found hers, and I started thinking, I'm like, I wonder if because I know pretty much where everybody went and roughly like when they graduated, what year and stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can find everybody's, with the exception of the Albanian guy from Albania
Yeah.
and myself, because they don't have any of our high school yearbooks there. Like it skipped from 94 all the way to 98. Literally none of our high school yearbooks are digitized.
None of ours?
The 3 years we were in high school, because ninth grade, remember, we were still in the junior high.
Yeah.
But the 3 years we were in the high school, none of them. They've been digitized. But anyways, that's not the point. So I found the pictures of literally everybody I work with, their high school pictures.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is cool. Everybody's like, oh, look, that's me. That's me when I'm like a junior or senior. Sometimes it wasn't a senior picture, it was a junior picture. But it was right there, you know? And one guy was like, he was walking by and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, yearbook pictures. And he's like, don't look mine up. I'm like, all right.
Now I have to.
He's being a jerk. And I was like, all right, I'll look it up. I looked it up.
So immediately after he walks away, for sure.
Pretty much. I looked it up. I found out, I didn't know where he went. One of the ladies knew. And he got majorly pissed that I found. And not like pissed because, oh man, I don't want to see that shit. Like something must have happened right then when he was in high school that he doesn't want to think about, because he was like visibly pissed.
He was pissed.
Something happened. So I decided to stop at that point.
We'll just share it with everybody. Here's this picture.
Well, that's the
everyone.
thing. I'd already shown it to like 6 people at that point. So a bunch of people had seen it. And then when he got mad, I'm like walking around like, don't ever let, he's bigger than me also.
Yeah.
I could probably take him out because his knees are bad. But,
That's what you're going to have to do.
It's so funny that you have to think that.
I mean,
You
he's
have to,
tall.
yeah,
Wait, I
gonna-
could totally
he's gonna
take
fuck
him
you
out
up.
if
I
he's
mean,
got bad
like
knees.
he's big. He's probably about 6'4". He's
So you think that it's
every
that
bit of
bad that
310.
he'll want to start a fight with you?
no, he wouldn't. No. Technically, I'm his boss, so he can.
Yeah.
But no, he was like, so I don't know what happened, what kind of trauma, whatever happened. I know he wasn't at home anymore right around that time. I don't know if it happened just before, just after, whatever. So maybe something happened there.
Mm.
Blah blah blah. I don't know, but I found it's not a good idea to look up pictures of people when they're young. So I'm not. Gonna
I
do
would
it
just ask him, why don't you tell me what happened so I can tell everybody?
anymore. I mean, I found
I
everybody.
found your picture.
Just so everybody knows, so
But-
they don't talk about it.
Well,
with
that's
you.
the funny thing is they think I'm lying.
Were you molested?
They're like,
I mean,
we
like-
all get to see, you get to see all of our pictures, but we need to see yours. I'm like, it's literally not there. I will show you, and I'll show them, and they're like, I was like, oh, you're not looking
Yeah.
right.
You know how to do code and get rid of.
Oh,
it or
like I could go to
something.
just tell them I
Somebody's
could go to my
some
mom's
old
and get the
people
picture
shit.
and hand it to you.
I ain't doing that.
You can do that.
Actually,
That
I
ain't
don't even know.
at
I don't
mom's
even know if
either.
mom has it.
I
I'd
don't
have to go to the admin building, and they got the class. Like they have the frame on the wall, and it's got everybody's individual picture in it.
I was so anti-school. I don't even have the yearbook. I have none of it.
I never paid for the yearbooks.
I just have pictures. I still have. Shows you how many. I'll show you guys how many lack of friends I have. Back then,
yeah.
like Brian was like my
That thing opens.
What the fuck?
You guys didn't know that?
No.
Holy shit! The table
Dude,
opens
that
up.
table is awesome now.
Oh no, wait, that's what we wanted for living room too. I just didn't know you had one.
So I still have pictures of me from senior year.
And he keeps them in a secret compartment in his coffee
I still have
table.
like 30 of them.
He's
that I never
fucking-
gave out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You're giving me
He has-
one right now.
He has 30 pictures left over from senior year. Here's the thing. I didn't want any pictures, but mom made me take. I don't need one. I'm good.
Oh, you're fucking.
Oh, fine. I'll take one.
I'm taking one. That's funny.
And
Let's say Olin Mills.
oh
in the
no, we had to
corner.
do Patrick. I think
Oh.
it's actually a good picture. Put it up to the camera. Let everybody see your picture. Put it up to the camera. Let everybody see your picture from back then.
Yeah, I was 100 pounds lighter or so.
Yeah.
So here,
That's something else.
here's
It
me.
was only 27.
Oh, I
years
can't tell if
ago.
it's a good angle. Yeah, pull it back.
Here.
Back up a little bit. There you go. Oh wow.
There's me.
You
You can actually see my
I'm
jawbone.
gonna put it in my wallet.
It's that's something else.
I need a picture thing in my
Alpha
wallet. So I-
Chad.
Basically,
With no friends to give these to.
because I didn't want to take a picture anyways, but I had to. Mom's like, you gotta take a senior picture for the yearbook. I'm like, fine. I got no copies of it though. We took the picture, submitted it for the yearbook. That was it. I didn't get any copies of it.
I honestly didn't even know you still. I didn't know you did 12th grade.
Yeah, I did 12th grade
Oh,
1.5 times.
1.5 times. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, this stuff's for losers. And then 20 years later, I get my GED.
Yeah. So
20 something years later.
I do look a lot different. I look like, you know what it looks like?
You look more like Kate there than you ever did.
Yeah, and I had like a,
I'm sorry.
like I had fully black hair. It looked like.
I guess
almost.
I forgot.
looked Italian.
You guys definitely had more similarities then than I think you do now. Honestly, I don't know what it is.
The only time in my life I looked like a little bit Native American.
Yeah.
Only time-
That's funny.
yeah. So
But they honestly, they think I'm like hiding it from them. I'm like, I'm not hiding it. It's right here. 9 day. Look here. Skips in the list. 94, 98. Not there. Those are the 3 years I went to the high school. Right there. You're not in it either. So there you go.
no,
I'm not.
No, I don't
No.
think they have any from then.
I didn't take a picture in 91.
They do have some older yearbooks, but it's
Hey.
like it skips. It's like
I may not have taken a picture in 90. I probably did in 87 and 88.
well, yeah, but were you in high school in 87?
87, 88, and 88, 89 year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I started in 9th grade there.
oh, that's right. I don't know what. Oh, yeah, because there's two different high schools still.
Yeah.
But it was fun until it wasn't fun looking at people's pictures.
Right.
Or the funny, I can't remember who it was. Somebody was, I can't remember if it was Aaron or somebody looking at the old yearbook of Trace, and they're like, who's this random Asian guy? I go, it's not a random Asian guy. That's Wing. He hangs out here every Sunday.
Yeah.
At Trace's, because he was when they reconnected because of Facebook. Wing would always go over to Trace and Carrie's for fucking watch the Lions. He did it for like 3 years, and Wing got brain cancer and passed. But
Oh, did he?
yeah, he was driving one day, and I guess he veered off
Yeah.
the road, and they didn't know. They thought he was
Trace.
having a stroke or
Yeah.
something, but no, he had a tumor.
I remember. Yeah, that was just a couple of years ago, right? He passed.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah, they reconnected. Like
yeah. They found Trace found him on Facebook,
yeah.
and when he found him on Facebook, let's say 2014 or something like that, 2015, Wing was like over all the time because he'd just gotten divorced. And a few things that happened in his life where he just had a lot of spare time. So he was every Sunday he'd be at Trace's house
That's cool.
watching the Lions. Yeah, but Wing was cool dude, man.
So
He
like,
also-
they were like really close in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also got shit from his family because they were from China, and he wanted to fit in with the guys, and he became a Christian, and they weren't about it, but he was like well, I want to hang out with these guys, and they all go to church, so he was
That's it.
So that's what he was. Yeah, he was a cool dude, man. But I can't remember if it was Aaron or somebody's like, he's not a random Asian guy. That's Wing, dude. He's
Dude,
here
like,
all the time.
That messy hair, dude. Like,
Yeah.
well, look, you just showed a picture of your dad with this messy hair look.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's fucking.
I don't think I've ever seen that
Dude,
picture.
he looks like
Yeah.
he could be a pop star, dude. He looks like he could be a fucking pop star, man.
that's from the high school. I
yeah.
think there's one more in there too.
just text that to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll send it to him.
Yeah.
I don't think I thought it was the one because there's one where he's like this. He's doing the. I've never seen that one though. But
I thought I had another one too. Oh, there's one where he's crouching down with his biology class.
okay.
That's also from the same yearbook. But I thought there was one more profile pic. But whatever I find, I'll send to you.
Yeah, he looks like a lot of different rock stars that have been
That's
around.
what I mean. Like,
He looks.
they could have, like, that picture right there could have been on the album cover for
Yeah.
his debut.
Yeah. It's pretty wild to see some of the old pictures. There's a picture from our dad went to Southeastern when he did go to high school.
Yeah.
He was a jungleer, and
Oh yeah.
he loved ROTC.
Yeah.
And he did all that stuff. And there's a picture, and I swear the guy looks just like him, but the caption doesn't say him. And it had been from the year one of the years he was there.
Well, he wanted to go. He wanted to go and
Oh yeah, he tried to enlist.
yeah.
He was classified, whatever it was, and then he actually got reclassified a couple years later, even worse. So he wasn't able to go. And he's like, "Well, I'm just gonna get married then."
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
No, he
but,
never
like,
really said.
Well, there was something to do with like because he had really bad acne and
Yeah,
they
like,
thought it was contagious.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it because you
Yeah.
said it.
Because
I don't want to say it on the
I think Uncle
dad. 'Cause
Butch
my
was
dad
the same way.
My dad told me years ago. He said, "Yeah, Al was going to go in
That's
the
right.
military, but he
Yeah.
had acne." I'm like,
They thought it was
That's
contagious.
what I heard.
They
Yeah.
thought it was contagious back then.
That's right. Now that you say it, I remember that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there was something else too that there was another reason or something. But I think that was the original reason. I swear
Yeah.
that's what because Uncle Butch the same thing. Uncle Butch had it really bad.
Oh, he
too.
still had it when he was old.
Yeah.
yeah, some people just get it.
Dad got it a lot on his back till he was in his 40s.
He did back knee from all the steroids. Yeah.
Yeah, your dad was doing powerlifting.
But he was getting them even back in, like, he would sweat. Like, we would do that. It'd be the middle of winter doing them newspaper routes. And my dad would be like, just a T-shirt on, fucking running out of the car, throwing newspapers on porches, fucking sweating. Now he's
crazy.
cold all the time.
Well, it's probably the
I love you,
beat us.
Pops. Oh, it's all of it. Yeah.
You get cold, but
Yeah. Yeah.
so all right, guys. I guess we'll shut her down.
We should do that. Oh, it's already 1. Dang, we did
It's
3
getting
hours.
a little late on the later end,
Oh, yeah. There's, yeah.
but the one-stop shop to check us out is radiounderground.gay.
Yes.
radiounderground.gay. And the good thing is about this episode, the title will actually be what we talked about most of the time.
Yeah.
So people like look for draft stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe like these guys are NFL guys.
I can't. I mean, like the first hour and 15 minutes, that's all we talked about was draft.
No, it's good. It actually makes the makes it where
Algorithm.
I can actually like promote it properly instead of what we normally do.
Yeah.
We talk about 80,000 things in a couple hours.
Yeah, we did keep it pretty concise.
Yeah.
So all right, guys. See you, Ted. See you, everyone. Thank you
Yep.
for
Thanks for all the birthday wishes.
birthday wishes for Al.
You're welcome that I'm here for you.
Yep. And
You're welcome.
we'll end it with I can't. I'm trying to think of just a. I don't know. Fuck it. I'll just play one of the Andrew songs in here. It's about Santa, even though it's not.
Oh,
Here we
is
go.
it Look Out
Morning
Christmas?
Santa,
Oh, Morning Santa.